This is Nationwide 90 FM, owned and operated by Nationwide News Network. We broadcast from our studios at 6 Bradley Avenue, Kingston 10, Jamaica. Transmitting on the FM 90 band. 90.3 from Peters Rock in St. Andrew and Murphy Hill in St. Anne. Serving Kingston and St. Andrew, St. Catherine, St. Anne, parts of Clarendon, St. Mary, and St. Thomas. 90.5 from Huntley in Manchester, transmitting to St. Elizabeth, Westmoreland, Manchester, Clarendon, rural St. Andrew, and parts of St. Thomas. And 90.7 from Cooper's Hill in St. Andrew and Flower Hill in St. James, serving Westmoreland, Hanover, St. James, sections of Trelawney, Kingston, St. Catherine, Clarendon, St. Mary, Portland, and St. Anne. Nationwide 90 FM also broadcasts on the World Wide Web on nationwideradiojm.com and on Flow on channel 916. Nationwide 90 FM, a revolution in media. You're listening to Nationwide 90 FM. The time is
6 o'clock.
From the studios of Nationwide Radio, morning radio the right way. It's Nationwide This Morning.
A very good morning to you. I'm Ricardo Brooks. Coming up in the news at 6 for this morning, Thursday, November 28, 2024. The Justice Minister, Delroy Chuck, says the administration could explore mass detention of gangsters. Hart launches Skills On Demand app. UCASE accuses the Spectrum Management Authority of victimizing employees. In regional news, Trinidad's National Security Minister condemns the opposition leader's threat to deport Venezuelans. In international news, the Russian President Vladimir Putin says overnight attack on Ukraine was in response to strikes with US and UK weapons. In the sports report, West Indies cricketers are in Jamaica ahead of the second test against Bangladesh at Sabina Park. And in business this morning, China warns of necessary actions if the United States escalates chip curbs. The details after the break.
Unique Living's new arrivals are here. Revamp your space with sleek, fixed and sliding show panels, shower systems and faucets, stylish vanities, basins and kitchen sinks, closet and storage solutions, hanging aids and more. Available in different finishes and sizes to match your style. Visit them today and transform your space at shop number 630 Dunrobin Avenue, Kingston 10. Call 876-755-3661 or visit their website at uniquelivingja.com to shop.
Catch the first news of the day, a comprehensive package of local, international, sports, and business news. The news at 6 on Nationwide 90 FM.
Now to the details. The mass detention of gangsters is not off the table. That's the word from Justice Minister Delroy Chuck as he reacted to an increase in the frequency of mass killings across the country. The minister, who was speaking on Nationwide at 5 on Wednesday, says if the country gets to the stage where it is unable to curb gang-led criminal activities, the government may have to explore this extreme policing measure. Mahiri Stewart reports.
On Wednesday, Minister Chuck hinted at legislation that could place the death sentence on the table for mass murderers. The minister's comments follow the recent mass shooting in Waltham Park, St. Andrew on Monday. The gun attack left 5 men dead. According to Minister Chuck, strong measures such as mass detentions may be needed to send a signal to gangs.
The people are tired of these mass killings. There comes a point, and I'm not saying we're there, and I hate that we should ever get there. But if we don't take some strong measures to get rid of these killers in our community, we're going to be in a situation where the people believe we're not only weak, soft, but we're jokers. The people are hurting, and the sooner we send a signal to those bastards, those miscreants who believe that they can pull their gun and kill our people, that when we catch you, we send you away for life, then, although you know that I'm against the death penalty, but sometimes I have to change my position and say, we need to do it.
According to the JCF's latest crime statistics, the island continues to record a decline in murders. However, the JCF has noted a disturbing increase in mass shootings. Minister Chuck says failure to remove gangs from communities would give them the opportunity to usurp the proper authorities. He says the government is determined to dismantle the gangs operating in the country.
No one can ever complain that Delroy Chuck has not engaged in all the niceties, all the nuances of what is right and what is wrong. But we're at a stage where the criminal gangs have gone past the niceties, and it's about time we overcome the niceties and say, where you engage in mass killings, we have to deal with you. The Prime Minister is determined and the government is determined that the gangs in this country must be dismantled, and where we catch them and we can get the evidence to deal with them, either the death penalty or we put them away for life.
Minister Chuck says the use of states of public emergency may become a necessary tool to protect the lives of Jamaicans.
There comes a point when you have to make decisions. And if the gangs in this country feel that they can take control of communities and kill as they feel that they can, then the government of this country, the Prime Minister and the Minister of Justice and the Minister of National Security may well have to lock up a whole heap of people using the state of emergency if necessary to ensure that the people of this country are protected.
Mahiri Stewart for Nationwide News.
Thanks, Mahiri. Now, the Heart NSTA Trust has launched a Skills on Demand app. The app, dedicated to linking skilled professionals with potential employers and clients, was developed in-house. Managing Director of Heart, Dr. Tanisha Ingleton, gave details at the post-cabinet media briefing at the Office of the Prime Minister on Wednesday.
Our app currently features 15 critical skills that reflect these trends. We have air condition technician, cosmetology right at your home. If you need your hair to be done, you can simply go on that app and get a cosmetologist to come and do your hair. Event planner, fashion designer, furniture maker, and we know the furniture making story, don't we? So these areas do not only represent our current market demands, but they also highlight where professionals should focus their efforts in accelerating their careers. Let me also highlight something that we're particularly proud of. This app was developed entirely by our in-house team at the Heart NSTA Trust.
The development of the app was announced by Prime Minister Andrew Holness during his 2024-25 budget debate presentation in March. He explained that skilled professionals will be able to advertise their skills, previous employer ratings, and their current location to potential employers and clients. Dr. Ingleton says providers who want to use the app but are not certified may contact the Heart NSTA Trust to do an evaluation.
All service providers on this platform will be certified by the Heart NSTA Trust, ensuring that the skills being offered meet the highest standard. For many of you, you have built your skills through hands-on experience, but you may not have the official qualifications. The Trust will therefore help you to gain the recognition that you deserve. If you are someone with practical, real-world skills, we want to help you to validate and formalize that expertise. And so we encourage you to connect with us and see how we can access the Trust's prior learning assessment services to get you certified. So you can join the app and start offering your services right away.
Dr. Tanisha Ingleton, the Managing Director of the Heart NSTA Trust. The Union of Clerical and Administrative Employees, UCASE, is accusing the management of the Spectrum Management Authority of engaging in victimization of some employees. UCASE General Secretary John Levy says since gaining bargaining rights at the authority in September 2023, a number of contracts for several employees have not been renewed.
Since that, a number of workers whose contracts would have come up for renewal, those contracts have not been renewed, and the company has indicated in writing that it is under no obligation to tell us why they are not renewing those contracts. These workers are high-performance workers. Some of them have been between the civil service and the company for over 20 years. Some of them have been at the Spectrum Management for over 15 years, and they have been scoring very high in their appraisals, some of them up into the 90s, as I understand it. And when their time for their contract renewal, the management takes a decision that, look, we are not renewing these contracts. And this is against the background of the Ministry of Finance giving an approval that these positions should be converted to permanent positions, and these persons would have met the, what I call the performance test. No issue was raised with them throughout the year.
According to Mr. Levy, the staff at the Spectrum Management Authority has been experiencing high levels of intimidation since joining the union. He says UCASE is now challenged or rather has now challenged the dismissal of 2 managers by the company. However, those cases remain unresolved since April 2024. Mr. Levy says He says other workers are greatly concerned about the developments.
So, in other words, performance is not an issue. And we view this kind of victimization as something that we thought would have gone through the window years ago. We don't understand how we still have that in a public body. This is an entity owned by the people of Jamaica. And, we're not going to take it light. Our attorneys, Murad Fatah, they are at the ministry with 2 of the cases. But 5 managers have been let go in the period of time. 5 managers and other, what I call rank and file workers, are worried about what is happening at the facility right now. They are worried and deeply concerned about their livelihood.
John Levy, the General Secretary of the Union of Clerical and Administrative Employees. Meanwhile, Mr. Levy says efforts by UKs to end the abuse of fixed-term contracts in government entities have been ignored by state officials.
The union is not going to sit down and take this lightly. We have written to the Financial Secretary. We have also written prior to this to the Minister and to the Prime Minister about the general issue of fixed-term renewal of contract. And we have not gotten a response to the best of my recollection. And it has reared its ugly head again. And it continues to be a matter that must be dealt with, and it must be dealt with from the government level. Too many instances of abuse are taking place in terms of non-renewal of fixed-term contract, right? And for the most part, it is females who are affected.
He's calling for the Auditor General's Department to audit the Spectrum Management Authority.
I have also asked that the Auditor General Department goes in and investigate what is happening in terms of employment practices at the entity. And I think that is a very important step that needs to be taken right now, based on what is happening. No worker should be subject to any victimization this day and age in Jamaica. None.
That's John Levy, General Secretary of the Union of Clerical and Administrative Employees. The CEO of Wicton Energy, Gary Barrow, says the company is set to incorporate solar energy into its services alongside wind energy. This follows an announcement from the company of its award of a near 50-megawatt solar project. This is in the 100-megawatt renewable energy tender issued by the generation procurement entity.
We are not moving from wind to solar. We're actually sort of just complementing our current offering. So it's really about growth through diversification, I should say. So we will, in the end, have a mixture of different sources of renewable energy, with the primary tool being solar as well as wind. And this is something we're really excited about. We believe diversification is important. There are times when the wind is not blowing, but the solar capability is available, and vice versa. So we believe that they actually complement each other and that they are good for Jamaica.
Wicton also announced that it will replace its 20.7 megawatt wind facility with a solar plant. It says this will increase its solar energy generating capacity to 70 megawatts. According to Wicton, this would cement the company as the largest solar energy provider in the English-speaking Caribbean and by far the largest renewable energy facility in Jamaica. Wicton says the move was approved by the Energy Minister Darrell Vaz. Mr. Barrow believes Jamaica is properly positioned to take advantage of renewable energy in ways that help both the environment and the economy.
We are all aware of the implications of excessive use of fossil fuel and the implication it has on climate control. And so we are particularly very pleased about this particular award. We believe very, very strongly in sustainable development. We also believe that in the medium to long term that we have an abundance of natural energy, and to the extent that Jamaica can take advantage of solar and wind and hydro is the extent to which we will have less reliance on the traditional fossil fuels, and also ultimately result in lower pricing to our consumers.
Gary Barrow, the CEO of Wicton Energy. Minister with responsibility for climate change, Matthew Samuda, says the COP29 summit did not do enough to address the needs of the developing world.
COP29, however, was not what the developing world needs. and unfortunately, several of the commitments ring hollow.
The 29th United Nations Climate Change Conference was held in Baku, Azerbaijan last week. Jamaica was represented at the conference by a team of 10 senior government officials. Minister Samuda says his participation in the conference was virtual due to cost constraints.
You'd recall that I was sworn back into the cabinet on October 30th. The costs that would have come back for me to participate in person were extreme and quite frankly scandalous, and we opted to participate digitally at the ministerial level. But we did have in excess of 10 senior government officials who participated in person, and certainly digitally I participated in 20 sessions at all hours of the night and morning because of the time difference.
Matthew Samuda, Minister with responsibility for climate change. The Meteorological Service of Jamaica says a flash flood warning is still in effect for low-lying and flood-prone areas of St. Mary and Portland. It has also upgraded the flash flood watch to a flash flood warning for St. Thomas. The flash flood warning will remain in effect until 5 p.m. today. A flash flood warning means flooding has been reported or will occur shortly. Motorists and pedestrians should not attempt to cross flooded roadways or other low-lying areas. The Met Service has discontinued the flash flood watch for the remainder of the island. The expected forecast is for mostly cloudy skies with periods of showers and thunderstorms to continue across the country. This is especially across eastern parishes through to Thursday evening. Due to frequent rainfall over the last few days, there's a high chance of ground saturation. As a result, flooding and landslides are likely to occur across eastern parishes. That's the local segment of the news. Up next, regional and international.
Delicious meals, poolside cocktails, right on the beach. Disconnect from the daily worries and reconnect with the one you love. There's no paradise like home. Enjoy a romantic all-inclusive escape at Couples Tower Isle in Ocherias from $299 per night. Take advantage of this offer today by calling Couples Resorts at 876-632-8200. Conditions apply.
Are you ready? Join us on November 28th from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the University of the Commonwealth Caribbean's Youth Day. Enjoy our Business Expo, get expert leadership advice, and explore diverse program offerings. Join a live panel discussion on youth leadership in the digital age and many more exciting presentations. You don't want to miss this. UCC's Youth Day, November 28th, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. 17 Worthington Avenue, Kingston 5. For more information, visit ucc.edu.jm.
For all your electrical needs, visit ABC Electrical Sales. They stock a wide variety of electrical supplies including plugs, switches, panel boards and conduits, plus energy-saving fixtures. ABC Electrical Sales stocks brands like GE, Siemens, Philips, Cutler Hammer and Allen Bradley. They also offer free island-wide delivery just to suit your needs. Visit them at Shop 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10 or call 876-754-3714-5 or 876-754-3825-8. ABC Electrical Sales for a better choice in the electrical business.
In regional news now, Trinidad's National Security Minister Fitzgerald Hines has condemned the comments by opposition leader Kamla Persad-Besesa on Venezuelan migrants. Persad-Besesa has warned them to behave or be deported. Regional media report that Persad-Besesa, who leads the opposition United National Congress, the UNC, has said that reports of violent crimes committed by illegal Venezuelan migrants against Trinidadians have surfaced every day for the past year. The opposition leader says a government led by the UNC would take aggressive action if that does not change. But Minister Hines says her comments could incite unwarranted hate and anger. He calls the comments reckless and says they smack of a Donald Trump style of politics. In international news, more than 1 million Ukrainians have been left without power following a massive Russian attack on Ukraine's power grid. The BBC reports that explosions have been reported across the country from Kharkiv in the east to Lutsk in the far west and Odessa in the south. Authorities in Kiev say the attack lasted almost 9.5 hours. Engineers have begun to repair damage to infrastructure, but Ukrainians have been warned that emergency power shutdowns could last until the evening. This is the second attack on the country's energy system this month. The Russian President Vladimir Putin confirmed that his country struck Ukraine with 90 missiles and 100 drones overnight. He says the strike was in response to Ukraine's attacks with UK and US weapons last week. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky has described the attack as a vile escalation. That's regional and international news. Up next, sports.
You can fill your Christmas list.
It's 4 weeks till Christmas, and Ascent Supercenter has everything you need to start your shopping now. Choose from our wide selection of decorations, lights, and Christmas trees. And don't forget to stop by this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for our 3-day pre-Christmas sale. And we're now open every Sunday till Christmas.
So this Christmas, make it Ascent Supercenter for sure.
It's a lifestyle.
Pay nothing down on a shiny, brand new Hyundai vehicle with free loan payments until March 2025. Yes, get a 2024 Hyundai vehicle and get free loan payments until March 2025. 100% financing, 2 years free service, 0 processing fees, and other sweet goodies. Drive into the new year with your new ride. Goodbye, old car. Hello, Hyundai. For free payments promotion. Limited stock available. Offer while stocks last. Conditions apply.
Shop and win a mega kitchen from Megamart. Spend $6,000 or more before GCT at any Megamart location and fill out the entry form provided for a chance to win a brand new stove, fridge, and microwave this Christmas from Appliance Traders Limited. Visit us on social media to win monthly prizes courtesy of Lasco, Grace Foods, and Facey Commodity Company Limited. Promotion runs from September 30 to December 6. Shop now to win a mega kitchen from Megamart. The best value by far. Conditions apply. Must be 18 years or older to enter. Authorized under Section 58(3) of the Betting, Gaming, and Lotteries Act.
In the sports report, West Indies cricketers are in Jamaica ahead of the second test against Bangladesh at Sabina Park starting on Saturday. The Windies lead the two-test series 1-0 following their 201 runs in the first match. Coach of the West Indies, Andre Coley, says he expects the pitch to favour the home side.
Home advantage, we try to have those conversations to ensure that the style of cricket that we want to play, that we get the surface that facilitates that and encourages that. We'll make a final decision. I think it's too far away to make that decision. We saw here we had to make a change because of what was happening. So we're confident that based on what we have requested, similar to here, that we will get it. But a final decision will be made on that.
Andre Coley. Cricket West Indies, CWI, has announced an innovative development program that will see 7 of the region's most promising young cricketers embark on a specialized training camp at the Chennai Super Kings Academy in India this December. Accompanied by West Indies Academy head coach Ramesh Sabasing and assistant coach Rohan Nurse, the group departs for India on November 29 ahead of the 2-week intensive program, which runs from December 1 to 14. This significant investment in the future of West Indies cricket focuses on nurturing the region's elite under-25 talent pool. Among the selected prospects are 3 contracted franchise players, Kirk McKenzie, Matthew Nandu, and Kevin Wickham, along with current and former West Indies Academy players Teddy Bishop and Joel Andrew, and former West Indies under-19 players Jordan Johnson and Akeem Auguste, who have already shown impressive potential in regional cricket. Participants will engage in a 2-day match and 3 white ball fixtures as part of their specialized training at the CSK Academy, which is geared towards helping these batsmen improve their performance against spin bowling in overseas conditions where it may be prevalent. The Minister of Sport, Olivia Grange, has pledged to refurbish the players' residence located at 17 Wincombe Road. The residence, which is affectionately called Sunshine Chalet or Netball House, was handed over to the Netball Jamaica by the Government of Jamaica in 2010. The facility was built to house players of various national programs during training camps, seminars and meetings. However, the facility has fallen into disrepair over the years. Minister Grange says it's time to restore the facility to its former glory.
We have really contributed a lot to their development. We give them a monthly subvention through the Sports Development Foundation, and we are going to be renovating the netball house through funding from the Ministry of Economic Growth, right? Which is, of course, the minister is the minister for that ministry, and he's providing the funding to restore the house.
Olivia Grange, the Minister of Sports.
Always taste to savor, giving you the best, giving you the flavor. Icing up the kitchens all across Jamaica. Happy smile when you see the price you pay for. Corned beef and the sausage, new pack. Ketchup and the pepper sauce, new pack. Beans and the baked beans, new pack. Rice, new pack. Oil, new pack. Yes. New pack foods always taste to savor, giving you the best, giving you the flavor. Icing up the kitchens all across Jamaica. Happy smile when you see the price you pay for. New pack, more than just value.
Are you ready to turn your sales and marketing skills into high earnings? Nationwide 90 FM is searching for business development executives to build lasting client relationships. If you have experience across all stages of the sales cycle and possess strong communication, negotiation, and time management skills with a proven sales track record, this opportunity is perfect for you. Join our team and work with the top corporate brands, media agencies, and of course, our on-air personalities. Enjoy networking opportunities, professional growth, and competitive commissions. Ready to take the next step? Send your resume to hr@nationwidenewsnetwork.com today.
In business this morning, China has warned it would take necessary actions to protect Chinese firms if the U.S. escalated chip control measures. This follows reports that the Biden administration could unveil new export restrictions as soon as this week. Last week, the U.S. Chamber of Commerce informed members in an email that the Biden administration was considering adding as many as 200 Chinese chip companies to a trade blacklist. The move would prevent most U.S. suppliers from shipping to them. Asked about the report at a news conference on Thursday, a Commerce Ministry spokesperson told Reuters that China strongly opposes what he described as the broadening of the concept of national security by the United States. He says it is an abuse of control measures targeting Chinese companies. The U.S. has been tightening controls over semiconductors amid fears that China could use advanced technologies to strengthen its military. China's ByteDance is suing a former intern for $1.1 million, alleging he deliberately attacked its artificial intelligence large language model training infrastructure. The case has drawn widespread attention within China amid a heated AI race. The state-owned Legal Weekly has reported that the parent company of TikTok is seeking 8 million yen in damages from the former intern. While lawsuits between companies and employees are common in China, legal action against an intern, and for such a large sum, is unusual. In foreign exchange trading this morning, the Jamaican dollar will open selling for an average $158.24 against the benchmark US dollar. The Jamaican will open selling for $113.75 against the Canadian, and the Jamaican will open at $198.92 against the British pound. That's business this morning.
clearing personal, non-commercial shipments at the port? Avoid the wait. Request a contactless clearance through your agent today. It's more efficient. It's secure. The time by the Jamaica Customs Agency is
6:29.
I don't have no time for whole heap of paperwork. That's why I downloaded and signed up for my 1JN Passport app. Get it all in one go. Download and sign up now. The temperature by the 1JN Passport app is...
It's 26 degrees Celsius here in Kingston, 25 out west in Montego Bay.
Yo, my boss.
Yo,
my general. Yo, my king. The new BK Mega Stacker. Come for run everything. Choose your style. Double, triple, or quad stack. Juicy grilled beef. Plus crispy bacon, some stark-rific sauce, and layers of melted cheese. So if you think you can angle it, stackify yourself today. Order the BK Mega Stacker and have it your way. The new BK Mega Stacker. Built for satisfaction. Limited time. Only at Burger King. Pay nothing down on a shiny, brand new Hyundai vehicle with free loan payments until March 2025. Yes, get a 2024 Hyundai vehicle and get free loan payments until March 2025. 100% financing, 2 years free service, 0 processing fees, and other sweet goodies. Drive into the new year with your new ride. Goodbye, old car. Hello, Hyundai. For free payments promotion. Limited stock available. Offer while stocks last. Conditions apply.
I wish I could reduce my electricity bills.
I wish I could live more sustainably.
Get a Sagicor Bank mortgage from November 11, 2024 to January 31, 2025, and you could be a lucky winner in the Sagicor Bank mortgage Green Wish promotion. There are 3 grand prizes of energy-saving appliances to be won. Get a Sagicor Bank mortgage and make your green wish come true. Visit sagicor.com. Conditions apply. Authorized under Section 58.3 of the Betting, Gaming and Lotteries Act.
It's time! Shocks Depot is having a pre-Christmas clearance sale with massive discounts on all shocks and struts for all vehicles. Installation and wheel alignment available, plus warranty on all shocks and struts. Contact or visit Shocks Depot at 79 Hagley Park Road. Telephone 876-649-0238 and call or WhatsApp 876-509-0076. Shocks Depot. Our products are durable, comfortable, and affordable.
Lord, give us strength. Oh, never let I face to live out the greater part of my days. Give us strength. Oh, Jah, give us strength. Oh, never let I face no to live out the greater part of my days. Give us strength. Yeah. Indeed, I see pestilence and plague, but I'm not afraid. They are looking for what they can take, coming all size, appearing all shape. Lord, give us the vision to differentiate. Yeah, they wait, we shall escape. God who protect is greater than great. In all that we do, He holds our faith. Jah give us strength. Yeah, yeah. Never let I face no to live out the greater part of my days. Give I strength, whoa, Jah, give I strength, yeah, yeah. I never let I face.
Good morning to you.
Yes, good morning. You know, Ricardo coming in the same time as me, but you know how it is. It's nationwide this morning, and I'm excited. I'm happy to be here. I'm Sondre Roden.
And I'm Ricardo Brooks. Good morning, Sondre.
Good morning, Ricardo. It's a good day to be alive.
It is. Good morning, Mr. King. How is he?
He's showing the peace sign.
By the way, whatever happened to that camera that was supposed to be on that side? You abandoned that since I left. You abandoned it since. I see. Good morning to our friends listening on radio. Good morning to you if you're listening on the app or on the website. And hello to you if you're listening and watching on YouTube. Good morning to you. 6:34, and on my mind this morning, I haven't done one of these in a while. It's been a little while. And, listeners, it seems to me that the Mark Golding-led People's National Party would like to have its cake and eat it too. What do I mean by that? They would have the Jamaican people believe the current efforts of the Holness government to ease the burdens of the cost of living crisis are at once insufficient and also too late. And by itself, that may well have been enough as a political strategy, cynical though it is. The difficulty arises when one recognizes the very people who are telling the Jamaican people that the efforts of the Holness government are insufficient and too late are also the same people who have so far taken what appears to me to be a perpetual vow of silence on what exactly they would do differently or better than the current government. So yes, they would like to have the cake and they would like to eat it too. Now, it is true, of course, that the PNP president and the opposition leader did lay out broad outlines of a plan at his party's most recent conference. I do not take that from him. But the scale and the complexity of the cost of living crisis Jamaicans now face does not lend itself to being solved by broad sketches and sound bites, catchy though they may be. The crisis requires concrete steps that are grounded in sound fiscal policy. And this is where leadership and ideation wins the day. So take, for instance, the recently announced planned reduction in GCT on electricity. That is a tangible step. And whether one thinks it inadequate is a genuine matter that can be debated. It's a genuine policy debate that can be had. And we should have it as a country. But what cannot be countenanced and should not be countenanced is a debate where one side refuses to show its hand and believes it can win an election through a strategy of smoke and mirrors. And then there's a $20,000 cash give back. Here's the PNP's spokesperson on social transformation, Patricia Duncan Sutherland, raising an alarm without an alternative.
Originally, this $20,000, which is funded by borrowing against our future earnings for the next 12 years from the Airport Authority, was supposed to be an incentive for revenue generation. So it was supposed to be a tax credit to incentivize people to file their tax returns. And they didn't meet that target. Now they want to just give $20,000 to anybody 18 and over. And they have not identified a specific criteria. This smacks of a vote buying kind of scheme. So instead of us being able to address real needs of people, we're just trying to find a way to get re-elected using the government's money, and money that we don't have, money that we are actually borrowing from future earnings.
Listen to her carefully. She says, instead of seeking to address, quote, the real needs of people, the government has launched a policy that smacks of vote buying. The obvious question is, what are those real needs, Mrs. Duncan Sutherland? How do you propose to address them in a different way? And let's say we take you at your very best, your absolute best, as the debaters would say, and this is indeed a vote-buying scheme. How would you ensure it is not? Because it cannot be that you will say the government should publish a criteria that was already made manifestly clear that such a criteria would come from the Ministry of Labour and Social Security. So what would you do differently? Listeners, I fear the cold truth is that the PNP knows that this policy initiative has proven popular. You just take a cursory scroll on any social media platform and you will see, especially the young PAYE workers celebrating the cash give back. The PNP knows it has proven popular, and in a perverse and cynical way, they are seeking to discredit it for their own narrow political ends. That is not a strategy that suggests they are interested in solutions. It seems to me they are interested in exploiting grievance to win an election without ever having to account for how they would offer better solutions. The Jamaican people must reject this. My granny would have said, we can't buy puss in a bag. Now, none of that is to say the government must not be held to account for transparent and diligent spending as an election looms. They absolutely should. And I trust the Auditor General will keep her eyes peeled on the disbursement of these funds. But there is reason enough to believe that this will be a transparent and above board as any of the other recent cash givebacks under this government. After all, billions have been disbursed under programs like the COVID Care Program, and we have not heard any oversight voices raised on questions of corruption or nepotism. And that's just it. The PNP's job becomes that much more difficult at discrediting this government's efforts because they have done a lot of it before and proven that it can be done, even when confronted by the naysayers and the loud voices of dissonance. And I do not for a second suggest that anyone has to like Andrew Holness. Indeed, you may well have cause for pause on some of the promises that he has made that have not been kept. You know them, I've spoken to them before. But it is simply not true to suggest this has not been a government that has delivered for the Jamaican people. Yes, challenges persist. Yes, there are difficult challenges. But to suggest that this government has not worked at alleviating them is an act of pure malice. So, can Golding's PNP deliver more or better? Perhaps they can. Maybe they do have those plans. But they must show us that they can. They must tell us precisely how they will. Because if Mr. Golding and his lot intends to be taken seriously and intends to engage in the arena of ideas, it must, as a matter of urgency, the PNP must begin to lay out precisely how it would spend differently, prioritize differently, and deliver differently. Anything else simply misses the mark. And you know, history is a stern teacher. And if it has taught me anything, it's that we must be wary of the politics of grievance. We must be wary of those who exploit our frustrations without ever telling us how they will ease them. For the first time in a very long time, this country enters into an election period where a real contest of ideas is possible. But that possibility cannot be realized if one side refuses to show its hand, while repeatedly telling us that this lot is not good enough. You can't have your cake and eat it too, Mr. Golding. You just can't. My granny would have said a sanky no sing so. That's what's on my mind.
Youth in conflict with the law can get a second chance through child diversion. For more information, visit moj.gov.jm. The time by the Ministry of Justice is
6:43.
Best dressed chicken, Vienna sausages with no antibiotics. Everything you want in a tin. Nothing you don't want can't find in a it. Take a look at the best value. Where you cook, Vienna me a look. Only the best around. Only the best around. Only the best dress, best taste, best value, best place, best dress. Get Vienna, best dressed chicken Vienna sausages ever. 100% chicken straight Jamaican I eat.
Total Tools is having a Black Friday sale weekend! Sale, sale, sale! Up to 50% off select items, major discounts on tools, accessories, lighting, and electrical supplies. All Black Friday weekend long, Thursday, November 28 to Saturday, November 30. Move fast, only while stocks last. Visit Total Tools Kingston, Ocho Rios, or Drax Hall. Total Tools, we've got you totally covered.
Mazda is bringing the magic this Christmas. Get a 2-year service package, 1 year free insurance, license, registration, and free window tinting, plus 3 months of payments on us. But hurry, deal ends December 31. Conditions apply. Mazda, more style, more value, more smiles per mile.
Are you ready? Join us on November 28th from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. at the University of the Commonwealth Caribbean's Youth Day. Enjoy our Business Expo, get expert leadership advice, and explore diverse program offerings. Join a live panel discussion on youth leadership in the digital age and many more exciting presentations. You don't want to miss this. UCC's Youth Day, November 28th, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. 17 Worthington Avenue, Kingston 5. For more information, visit ucc.edu.jm.
Street Smart and the JUTC Morning Commute is brought to you by JUTC, your route to excellence.
It's that time of the morning when we head to the streets to hear from Ludna McLean to tell us what's happening on the nation's roads. If you're not out yet, you should be getting a move on it, getting the kids ready and out the door for school, getting yourself out to work. We have him now. Ludlow, good morning.
Morning, Ludlow.
Morning. A bit hoarse this morning. The situation is overcast. For the last so many mornings now. 3-4 mornings, overcast conditions, plenty of traffic, but good movement so far. It's a Thursday morning. So all of the major thoroughfares, if you're coming in from the east, all the way to Manley Boulevard, onto Port Royal Street, going up to Camp Road, it's pretty good going. And those of you heading on to Camp Road to get to Caledonia and to in the vicinity of the Tom Redcom Library, they're going around to Olop Road, Oxford Road. All these areas are moving steadily for the time being, I say. Going further up Olop Road to Stanton Terrace, it's not too bad either. There's vehicles coming down to connect with Lady Musgrave Road, vehicles going across Stanton Terrace to Fairway Avenue, then onto Lady Musgrave Road, then going further up towards East King George Road, where it is not so bad coming towards Hope Road. So Hope Road in both directions, going further up towards Ligonier, not too bad. But heading to Harper Tree, it's heavier in terms of vehicular traffic. It's our first report until about 7-8 minutes back to Ricardo.
Thanks, Ludlow. Ludlow McLean there with Street Smarts. Up next, the word of the day.
Street Smart and the JUTC Morning Commute was brought to you by JUTC, your route to excellence.
Your word of the day is one I've heard before. It's a noun, and it's spelled Cornucopia. That's Cornucopia.
Cornucopia. Cornucopia. Cornucopia.
Cornucopia, a noun. It means an abundant, overflowing supply. Cornucopia, the noun, is spelled Cornucopia. And let's tell you a little bit about cornucopia. It's a pretty old word, yeah. It was first recorded in 1585. And its origin is Latin, yeah, has its origin in Latin. And to use it in a sentence for you, during the holidays, the bakery became a cornucopia of pastries and sweets with shelves overflowing with treats. Another one, the market was a cornucopia of fresh produce with stands brimming with colorful fruits and vegetables. cornucopia is your word of the day. I think you can find a reason to use this, in a sentence. All right. King has used it in a sentence. He says the government doesn't have a cornucopia of cash to give. Yeah. It doesn't have an abundant, overflowing supply, of cash to give. A noun. I'm not going to say that part. It's a noun, and you can find reason to use it, And I challenge the young ones who may be in the car. Find a reason to use cornucopia at school today. Maybe Miss is giving too much homework. Yeah, you might say, Miss, I feel like we've gotten a cornucopia of homework this week, A noun, cornucopia, cornucopia. That's your word of the day. And our friends on YouTube are engaging on my What's on My Mind. Some agreeing, some saying shame on me, They say the cost of living crisis is affecting them. I saw someone saying, that it's really bothering them. And I agree. And it's a serious problem, which is why it's so important that we have a contest of ideas as to how exactly we solve the crisis. But it can't be that one side is saying, here are some of our ideas, here are some of the things we're going to try, and the other is saying, that's just not enough, that's insufficient, or that it's too late, without being held to the standard of saying, here is how I will do it differently and do it better. I think when we have that contest of ideas, it makes a far more substantive politics, and it will make for an election campaign that all of us, frankly, can benefit from.
Yeah, and I agree with you on that point because it feeds into what I would have spoken about in my WAM yesterday. At what point are people grateful? Because now I'm seeing some people saying $20,000 is not enough. And I'm a bit in shock and awe, because then what is enough? $1 million? Giving $1 million, $100,000, would that be enough? I feel like if you gave $1 million, somebody's going to say, boy, that no enough for no car house, then pan the market now cost 20 million. So right now the Prime Minister for just bust the budget and just give everybody 20 million. I don't know if that's where our minds are, because I somebody sent me a TikTok, Ricardo, with a young lady buying her monthly groceries at Loshushan, and she paid $20,000 for it. Now, in my mind, if I were to get a $20,000 ease at least for 1 month, that's a benefit to me. That's a benefit to my savings. I now know I can save $20,000. Now, for the people who might not even spend that much on groceries for the month, that's an even bigger saving for them. And for the people who spend more than that, it's a smaller saving, but it's still a saving. I think what we need to realize is when those small steps are taken. And I agree with Ricardo wholeheartedly. When you are opposing, there's a difference with British politics and Jamaican politics. When you are opposing, your opposition also have to come with solutions. So as far back as 2015, when a part of the reason why people elected the current Prime Minister, Ricardo, was because the party was spewing out ideas. I remember Minister Kamina Johnson-Smith was then spokesperson on education, and when she attacked and opposed to things happening in education, she spewed ideas of what they would do. That's what people generally believe in. I get that now you can just be, charged with whatever issue and use it as a way to just attack. But come on, we are just months away now. Come on. We expect that if you say this policy is not enough, tell us that you are going to come in, and instead of 20, you're going to give $40,000 and explain to us how you'll fund it, and I'm pretty sure there will be buying. That is what I want to hear. Like, I'm not against anybody choosing them politics, Ricardo, but still, me I have minds so we just want to hear, okay, fine, you say it's not good enough, give us a solution that will make us sit down and say, boy, say them think through this, say this is something the Jamaican people would benefit from more. When you get to that point, then I think the discussion will be on a different level. Not just, That's not enough. Oh, cost of living high. Cost of living high in every country. Go Canada, cost of living high. US, cost of living high. Europe, cost of living high. So, come on. Like, let's be real.
I was just sent a note by a veteran member of the People's National Party, and he says, that day will come. He says, it's not a debate. It's the presentation of ideas and plans to the electorate for them to vote. Respectfully, my friend, I disagree that it is not a debate. And I don't know what is meant by that day will come. You have said, time come. So I say to you, time come now for the debate and the contest of ideas. Up next, your features. At the top of the hour, I'll have the news.
Aging is inevitable. But the fact that we are getting older doesn't mean we have to look old. If you're like so many other adults over 50, you're probably wondering if there's anything you can do to prevent your skin from showing signs of aging. In Coming of Age today, 7 ways to prevent wrinkles for aging skin. In an article on the Cleveland Clinic's website, dermatologist Dr. Melissa Piliang says, there are lots of things you can do to help prevent aging skin. You just have to commit to them. Dr. Piliang is recommending the following. Protect your skin from the harmful rays of the sun. Apply sunscreen every day as part of your morning routine. Dr. Piliang says this should be done even if you are just taking out the garbage or going to the mailbox or to the nearby corner shop. Use a good moisturizer. Avoid fragrances and any products that aren't gentle on your skin. Moisturizers that irritate your skin will dry it out and damage it. Instead, find moisturizers with ceramides that replenish your skin and alpha hydroxy acids, AHAs, that exfoliate and soften it. Keep sugars and carbs in check. Sugar and refined carbs will spike your blood sugar, triggering the release of insulin. Insulin causes inflammation in your skin and your body all over. Dr. Piliang says sugar binds to the elastic and collagen fibers that make skin look plump and youthful. She says damage to these fibers means less support for your skin. Get fresh air. Environmental pollutants like soot and car exhaust fumes can also damage your skin. If you're exposed to pollutants every day, walking down your street, look for parks and green spaces to stroll. Get some rest. Over the years, not getting enough sleep can damage your skin. Not getting enough sleep increases cortisol, which causes more insulin release. Dr. Piliang says getting enough sleep is important as it helps to bring down the inflammatory bomb caused by insulin. She recommends getting at least 6 to 8 hours of sleep per night. Try getting up early every day and going to bed at the same time every night. Smash the ash. Smoking causes havoc beyond your heart and the lungs. It damages your skin too. And not just cigarettes. Pursing your lips to inhale also creates fine lines around the mouth. Dr. Piliang says smoking makes the little blood vessels in skin constrict. Over time, the collagen and elastic fibers are damaged and your skin gets more wrinkled. And finally, feast on good fats. Your skin loves antioxidant-rich fruits and veggies and lean proteins too. Eating a good diet with lots of healthy fats from olive oil, avocado, and nuts will nourish your skin and hydrate your skin with lots of water. The dermatologist told the Cleveland Clinic that the more of these healthy habits you wrap into your lifestyle, the more your skin will reflect them. That's it for Coming of Age. Until next time.
Fearless and fair. Nationwide 90 FM.
Uninvited guests. It's a Caribbean thing, I'm told. Yes, when family members or even friends show up at your home unannounced and uninvited. But some folks aren't so keen on that happening, especially when they live a very busy life. Let's look at some ways to deal with the tradition in a polite way. I'm Tana, and it's time for your lifestyle pages. If you are genuinely busy or simply don't feel like company, you can say how great it is to see them and then explain that you're on your way out. But don't leave them hanging. Make sure you suggest making plans to meet up at another time. There's never a guarantee that someone is available to entertain you when you stop by, so there should be no hurt feeling. As long as when it is you who is being dropped in on, you make a sincere effort to have a planned get-together another time. If this happens more than once, you can say quite politely that you love seeing them but are always so scheduled that it's difficult for you to focus and would prefer that they call first. You can state that you'll really plan a get-together so you can concentrate on them and enjoy their company fully without worrying about other things you had been planning to do. I'm Tana. Catch you next time for Lifestyle Pages.
Nationwide 90 FM, continuing the tradition of fair, fearless, and factual reporting.
From Negril Point to Morant Bay, a little kindness can go a far way. The time by the Jamaica Information Service is...
It's news time, 7 o'clock.
If you need to build it, plumb it, weld it, pave it, or power it, National Supply has it. Get the best brands for the job at Jamaica's Industrial Hardware Superstore. Kingston Normal Bay. The temperature by National Supply is...
It's 26 degrees Celsius here in Kingston, 25 out west in Montego Bay.
The most credible news in the morning. The news at 7 on Nationwide 90 FM.
A very good morning to you. I'm Ricardo Brooks. Coming up in the news at 7 for this morning, Thursday, November 28, 2024. The Justice Minister, Delroy Chuck, says the Holness administration could explore the mass detention of gangsters. Hart launches Skills On Demand app. UCASE accuses the Spectrum Management Authority of victimizing employees. In international news, the Russian President Vladimir Putin says overnight attack on Ukraine was in response to strikes using US and UK weapons. The details after the break.
News at 7 is brought to you by Hyundai. Modern, premium, affordable vehicles.
If it's news, it's got to be Nationwide 90 FM.
And now to the details. A man was shot and killed in a gun attack at his home in Hibernian, northeast Manchester Wednesday night. The attack also left the man's cousin and his girlfriend wounded. Relatives have identified the deceased as 45-year-old mechanic Evan Gibson, otherwise called General. Reports are that gunmen invaded the house from a back entrance around 9:30 and attacked Gibson at a doorway. He was shot several times and collapsed. Gibson's cousin was shot in the leg and his spouse was shot in her upper body. Gibson was pronounced dead at hospital while the wounded couple was admitted. A 90-year-old woman, a teenager, and the teen's mother, who were also in the house at the time of the shooting, were not hurt. The victim's father, Avril Gibson, says his son was a talented builder and auto mechanic.
The first two picking them out and back, one girl and one boy. The girl that fight, much long me talk to him, and I pay crying in the pan. You know, this man me talk to me, so now and the other, I said, you know, come take down the decking board for me. He says, yes, daddy, that come try to take you home. Him and his uncle, and see what happened there. Take my son alive.
Avril Gibson, the father of slain Manchester man Evan Gibson. This murder pushes to 47 the number of people killed in Manchester since the start of the year. The mass detention of gangsters is not off the table. That's the word from the Justice Minister Delroy Chuck as he reacted to an increase in the frequency of mass killings across the country. The minister, who was speaking on Nationwide at 5 on Wednesday, says if the country gets to the stage where it is unable to curb gang-led criminal activities, the government may have to explore this extreme policing measure. Mahiri Stewart reports.
On Wednesday, Minister Chuck hinted at legislation that could place the death sentence on the table for mass murderers. The minister's comments follow the recent mass shooting in Waltham Park, St. Andrew on Monday. The gun attack left 5 men dead. According to Minister Chuck, strong measures such as mass detentions may be needed to send a signal to gangs.
The people are tired of these masculines. There comes a point, and I'm not saying we're there, and I hate that we should ever get there. But if we don't take some strong measures to get rid of these killers in our community, we're going to be in a situation where the people believe we're not only weak, soft, but we're jokers. The people are hurting, and the sooner we send a signal to those bastards, those miscreants who believe that they can pull their gun and kill our people, that when we catch you, we send you away for life, then, although you know that I'm against the death penalty, but sometimes I have to change my position and say, we need to do it.
According to the JCF's latest crime statistics, the island continues to record a decline in murders. However, the JCF has noted a disturbing increase in mass shootings. Minister Chuck says failure to remove gangs from communities would give them the opportunity to usurp the proper authorities. He says the government is determined to dismantle the gangs operating in the country.
No one can ever complain that Delroy Chuck has not engaged in all the niceties, with all the nuances of what is right and what is wrong. But we're at a stage where the criminal gangs have gone past the niceties, and it's about time we overcome the niceties and say, where you engage in mass killings, we have to deal with you. The Prime Minister is determined and the government is determined that the gangs in this country must be dismantled, and where we catch them and we can get the evidence to deal with them, either the death penalty or we put them away for life.
Minister Chuck says the use of states of public emergency may become a necessary tool to protect the lives of Jamaicans.
There comes a point when you have to make decisions. And if the gangs in this country feel that they can take control of communities and kill as they feel that they can, then the government of this country, the Prime Minister and the Minister of Justice and the Minister of National Security may well have to lock up a whole heap of people using the state of emergency if necessary to ensure that the people of this country are protected.
Mahiri Stewart for Nationwide News.
Thanks, Mahiri. The Police Federation and the Ministry of Finance are set to have a meeting to discuss added hours for rank and file members this Friday. That's according to Police Federation Chairman Sergeant Arlene McBean, who addressed members on Wednesday.
We participated last week in various events, retirement function. We also wrote to the Minister of Finance and the Public Service regarding the outstanding added hours. We got a response, and I am happy to say that we got a meeting date for this Friday, November 29th, 2024.
Rank and file members of the Jamaica Constabulary Force have reportedly been restive over the length of time it's taking to implement outstanding items under the current compensation package. This included outstanding compensation for overtime hours worked. Meanwhile, Sergeant McBean says rank and file members may now participate in the Long Service Awards at the Police Officers Club.
We will be a part of the Long Service and Good Conduct Award at the Police Officers Club. The Police Federation advocacy has seen this now a great reality, where the family and friends of rank and file members can step out in style and witness the award for long service and good conduct.
Sergeant Arlene McBean, the chairman of the Jamaica Police Federation, she was speaking at the Commissioner's Luncheon for Fallen Officers. The Heart NSTA Trust has launched a Skills on Demand app. The app, dedicated to linking skilled professionals with potential employers and clients, was developed in-house. Managing Director of the Heart NSTA Trust, Dr. Tanisha Ingleton, gave details at the post-cabinet media briefing at the Office of the Prime Minister on Wednesday.
Our app currently features 15 critical skills that reflect these trends. We have air condition technician, cosmetology right at your home. If you need your hair to be done, you can simply go on that app and get a cosmetologist to come and do your hair. Event planner, fashion designer, furniture maker, and we know the furniture making story, don't we? So these areas do not only represent our current market demands, but they also highlight where professionals should focus their efforts in accelerating their careers. Let me also highlight something that we're particularly proud of. This app was developed entirely by our in-house team at the Heart NSTA Trust.
The development of the app was announced by Prime Minister Andrew Holness during his 2024-25 budget debate presentation in March. He explained that skilled professionals will be able to advertise their skills, previous employer ratings, and their current location to potential employees and clients. Dr. Ingleton says providers who want to use the app but are not certified may contact the Heart NSTA Trust to do an evaluation.
All service providers on this platform will be certified by the Heart NSTA Trust, ensuring that the skills being offered meet the highest standard. For many of you, you've built your skills through hands-on experience, but you may not have the official qualifications. The Trust will therefore help you to gain the recognition that you deserve. If you are someone with practical, real-world skills, we want to help you to validate and formalize that expertise. And so we encourage you to connect with us and see how we can access the Trust's prior learning assessment services to get you certified. So you can join the app and start offering your services right away.
Dr. Tanisha Ingleton, the Managing Director of the Heart NSTA Trust. The Union of Clerical and Administrative Employees UCASE is accusing the management of the Spectrum Management Authority, the SMA, of victimizing some employees. UCASE General Secretary John Levy says since gaining bargaining rights at the SMA in September 2023, a number of employment contracts have not been renewed.
Since that, a number of workers whose contracts would have come up for renewal, those contracts have not been renewed, and the company has indicated in writing that it is under no obligation to tell us why they are not renewing those contracts. These workers are high-performance workers. Some of them have been between the civil service and the company for over 20 years. Some of them have been at the Spectrum Management for over 15 years, and they have been scoring very high in their appraisals, some of them up into the 90s, as I understand it. And when their time for their contract renewal, the management takes a decision that, look, we're not renewing these contracts. And this is against the background of the Ministry of Finance giving an approval that these positions should be converted to permanent positions, and these persons would have met what I call the performance test. No issue was raised with them throughout the year.
Mr. Levy says UCASE has so far challenged the dismissal of 2 managers. However, those cases remain unresolved. Mr. Levy says workers are greatly concerned about the developments.
So, in other words, performance is not an issue. And we view this kind of victimization as something that we thought would have gone through the window years ago. We don't understand how we still have that in a public body. This is an entity owned by the people of Jamaica. And, we're not going to take it like our attorneys, Murad Potter. They are at the ministry with 2 of the cases. But 5 managers have been let go in the period of time. 5 managers and other, what I call rank and file workers, are worried about what is happening at the facility right now. They are worried and deeply concerned about their livelihood.
John Levy, General Secretary of the Union of Clerical and Administrative Employees. Meanwhile, Mr. Levy says state officials have been ignoring calls for an end to the abuse of fixed-term contracts in government entities.
The union is not going to sit down and take this lightly. We have written to the financial secretary. We have also written prior to this to the minister and to the prime minister about the general issue of fixed term renewal of contract. And we have not gotten a response to the best of my recollection. And it has reared its ugly head again. And it continues to be a matter that must be dealt with, and it must be dealt with from the government level. Too many instances of abuse are taking place in terms of non-renewal of fixed-term contract, right? And for the most part, it is females who are affected.
He's now calling for the Auditor General's Department to step in.
I have also asked that the Auditor General Department goes in and investigate what is happening in terms of employment practices at the entity. And I think that is a very important step that needs to be taken right now, based on what is happening. No worker should be subject to any victimization this day and age in Jamaica. None.
John Levy, General Secretary of the Union of Clerical and Administrative Employees. The CEO of Wigton Energy, Gary Barrow, says the company is set to incorporate solar energy into its services alongside wind energy. This follows an announcement from the company of its award of a near 50 megawatt solar project. This is in the 100 megawatt renewable energy tender issued by the generation procurement entity.
We are not moving from wind to solar. We're actually sort of just complementing our current offering. So it's really about growth through diversification, I should say. So we will, in the end, have a mixture of different sources of renewable energy, with the primary tool being solar as well as wind. And this is something we're really excited about. We believe diversification is important. There are times when the wind is not blowing, but the solar capability is available and vice versa. So we believe that they actually complement each other and that they are good for Jamaica.
Wigton also announced that it will replace its 20.7 megawatt wind facility with a solar plant. It says this will increase its solar energy generating capacity to 70 megawatts. According to Wigton, this would cement the company as the largest solar energy provider in the English-speaking Caribbean and by far the largest renewable energy facility in Jamaica. Wigton says the move was approved by the Energy Minister Darrell Vaz. Mr. Barrow believes Jamaica is properly positioned to take advantage of renewable energy in ways that help both the environment and the economy.
We are all aware of the implications of excessive use of fossil fuel and the implication it has on climate control. And so we are particularly very pleased about this particular award. We believe very, very strongly in sustainable development. We also believe that in the medium to long term that, we have an abundance of natural energy, and to the extent that Jamaica can take advantage of, solar and wind and hydro is the extent to which we will have less reliance on the traditional fossil fuels and also ultimately result in lower pricing to our consumers.
Gary Barrow, CEO of Wigton Energy. In international news now, more than 1 million Ukrainians have been left without power following a massive Russian attack on the country's power grid. The BBC reports that explosions have been reported across the country from Kharkiv in the east to Lutsk in the far west and Odessa in the south. Authorities in Kyiv say the attack lasted almost 9.5 hours. Engineers have begun to repair damage to infrastructure, but Ukrainians have been warned that emergency power shutdowns could last until the evening. This is the second attack on the country's energy system this month. Russian President Vladimir Putin confirmed that his country, struck Ukraine with 90 missiles and 100 drones. He says the strike was in response to Ukraine's attacks with UK and US weapons last week. Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky has described the Russian attack as a vile escalation. That's the news at 7 this morning. I'm Ricardo Brooks.
News at 7 was brought to you by Hyundai. Modern, premium, affordable vehicles.
Sign up for the JN Money Card. It's safe, convenient, and free. The time by JN Money is...
It's 17 minutes after 7.
I wish I could reduce my electricity bills.
I wish I could live more sustainably.
Get a Sagicor Bank mortgage from November 11, 2024 to January 31, 2025, and you could be a lucky winner in the Sagicor Bank Mortgage Green Wish promotion. There are 3 grand prizes of energy-saving appliances to be won. Get a Sagicor Bank mortgage and make your green wish come true. Visit Sagicor.com. Conditions apply. Authorized under Section 58.3 of the Betting, Gaming and Lotteries Act.
Total Tools is having a Black Friday sale weekend! Sale, sale, sale! Up to 50% off select items, major discounts on tools, accessories, lighting, and electrical supplies. All Black Friday weekend long, Thursday, November 28 to Saturday, November 30. Move fast, only while stocks last. Visit Total Tools Kingston, Ocho Rios, or Drax Hall. Total Tools, we've got you totally covered.
Christmas prep got you stressed? Skip the baking and grab a Mother's Bakery Christmas cake. No kitchen disaster, no burnt cake, just pure Christmas bliss, like your mom used to make, minus the yelling. But seriously, one bite, and the only thing you'll miss is the mess. Mother's Bakery Christmas cake, bringing love in every slice, so you can bring home the cheer without lifting a finger. But hurry, these cakes fly off the shelves. Mother's Bakery Christmas cake, it's like a holiday miracle in every bite.
Are you ready to turn your sales and marketing skills into high earnings? Nationwide 90 FM is searching for business development executives to build lasting client relationships. If you have experience across all stages of the sales cycle and possess strong communication, negotiation, and time management skills with a proven sales track record, this opportunity is perfect for you. Join our team and work with the top corporate brands, media agencies, and of course, our on-air personalities. Enjoy networking opportunities, professional growth, and competitive commissions. Ready to take the next step? Send your resume to hr@nationwidenewsnetwork.com today.
Street Smart and the JUTC Morning Commute is brought to you by JUTC, your route to excellence.
Time now to head back to the streets for our second update of the morning from Ludlow McLean. He has Street Smarts. Good morning again, Ludlow.
Morning, Ricardo. I have this feeling that we're going to get some heavy rain this morning or later in the afternoon because it's really overcast now. And what's happening on the road? The roadways are quite active. I did mention on the eastern side what's happening, but on the west, heading east, it's really a much totally different situation. The traffic is much heavier on the Mandela Highway, on the 6 miles to 3 miles, so 3 miles via Spanish Town Road, and also 6 miles to Washington Boulevard. These areas have bumper-to-bumper traffic. And remember, you have Duane Drive going onto the boulevard, and also Kennel Drive. All these areas are coming out of Pembrokeshire, Duane Park. Also, Perkins Estate going on to Perkins Boulevard. That is out there. There's traffic in that particular area. So it means that Reddy's Road, all of these areas going all the way down. If you're in the Havendale area, or Hampton, Havendale Drive, Ford Avenue, heading on to Manning Road, definitely you're going to experience bumper-to-bumper traffic. It won't be easy coming down Manning Road. It won't be easy coming down Constant Spring Road either. If you're also on Shorten Road, you're going to also experience traffic. Around Barbican Road, you're going to also have bumper-to-bumper traffic going all the way around the East Kings House Road. So it's quite a busy morning, and I say every morning that even after this report, there's much more traffic in many other areas. All right, so look out for traffic all around in the corporate area. It's our second report until about 6:45 tomorrow morning. It's back to you, Ricardo.
Thanks, Ludlow McLean there with Street Smarts. Up next, the Heart team joins us on the front page.
Street Smart and the JUTC Morning Commute was brought to you by JUTC, your route to excellence.
Front Page is brought to you today by ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice in the electrical business. For all your electrical needs, visit ABC Electrical Sales. They stock a wide variety of electrical supplies including plugs, switches, panel boards and conduits, plus energy-saving fixtures. ABC Electrical Sales stocks brands like GE, Siemens, Philips, Cutler Hammer and Allen Bradley. They also offer free island-wide delivery just to suit your needs. Visit them at Shop 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10, or call 876-754-3714-5 or 876-754-3825-8. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice in the electrical business.
23 minutes after 7 this Thursday morning. Thank you so much for staying with us here on Nationwide this morning. It's time for the front page. I'm Ricardo Brooks.
I'm Sondre Roden, and we are now looking at skills on demand. Skills on demand. And there's an application for it, actually, from the Heart Trust NTA. Managing Director of the Heart Trust NTA, Dr. Tanisha Ingleton, says the new Skills on Demand app dedicated to linking skilled professionals with potential employers and clients was developed in-house. Dr. Ingleton was speaking at a post-cabinet media briefing at the Office of the Prime Minister on Wednesday. She says the app features skills that are in demand island-wide.
Our app currently features 15 critical skills that reflect these trends. We have air condition technician, cosmetology right at your home. If you need your hair to be done, you can simply go on that app and get a cosmetologist to come and do your hair. Event planner, fashion designer, furniture maker, and we know the furniture making story, don't we? So these areas do not only represent our current market demands, but they also highlight where professionals should focus their efforts in accelerating their careers. Let me also highlight something that we're particularly proud of. This app was developed entirely by our in-house team at the Heart NSTA Trust.
That's Dr. Tanisha Ingleton, the Managing Director of the Heart NSTA Trust. Now, the application was announced by Prime Minister Andrew Holness during his 2024-2025 budget debate presentation. Dr. Ingleton says providers that want to use the app but are not certified can contact the Heart NSTA Trust to do an evaluation.
All service providers on this platform will be certified by the Heart NSTA Trust, ensuring that the skills being offered meet the highest standard. For many of you, you've built your skills through hands-on experience, but you may not have the official qualifications. The Trust will therefore help you to gain the recognition that you deserve. If you are someone with practical, real-world skills, we want to help you to validate and formalize that expertise. And so we encourage you to connect with us and see how we can access the Trust's prior learning assessment services to get you certified. So you can join the app and start offering your services right away.
Dr. Tanisha Ingleton. We're now being joined by Dr. Ingleton, who is the Managing Director of the Heart NSTA Trust. We also have with us the Business Intelligence Analyst at Heart NSTA Trust, Colin Holness. Gentlemen, Dr. Ingleton, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Thank you so much for joining us. Let me start with you, Doc. Talk to our listeners about why this app was thought to be so important.
Okay, thank you so much for having us on this morning, and it's a pleasure to speak about the work of the Trust and how we have been planning, forecasting so that we can meet the needs of our Jamaicans. We recognize that there is a challenge in the system finding skilled laborers. Individuals may need somebody to come to their home to do something, whether it be a plumbing work, any sort of construction work, welding, etc. And they struggle to find a reputable person. They often survive based on, a contact, a neighbor, somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody, and it becomes increasingly difficult. They also complain about the service that they get. The jobs may not be well done, and if you find a very good person, it may be very difficult to get that person because that person is so in demand. And so the Trust would have recognized that, having been given this challenge by our Prime Minister in the budget debate on March 21st, 2024, that we will need to design an application that will help Jamaicans connect to the skilled workers to get the services that they want to get at the very highest level. And so the Trust went ahead and did just that. We designed an application where individual skilled professionals who are certified by the Heart NSTA Trust can be on this platform to offer their services, and our Jamaicans who need that service can get that service in a very easy and flexible way.
So if I am a plumber and I want to advertise my services, I sign up on the app?
That is right. You sign up on the app as a service provider. Mr. Colin will explain the technical details in terms of filling in your credentials, etc. And you are there on the platform. So when I go on, or when you go on searching for a plumber, you can find that person via name, scale or parish.
That is good, because I would be on the other end. I recently had somebody doing some work where I live, and he was really good. He was an AC technician, and a friend of mine called me, and I said, "Oh, I do have a guy," but that's how it normally is. So that's interesting. I want to throw to Colin.
If I could just follow up with Dr. Ingleton. So if the plumber is registered as a service provider, how do I know that the quality of work he has done is of a particular standard?
All right, so let me take you through briefly on that. So when, for the individual to be registered on the app, they have to be verified by the Heart NSTA Trust. So that's the first step. They have to be verified by us. They have to be certified by us. They would have had to be trained by us, either via our normal program routine or the prior learning assessment. So there's nobody who's going to be on that app who's not heart certified. So that's the first thing. The second thing is you have that opportunity to rate those services. So when the individual does the job, there's a section where you can give up 1 to 5 stars, and there's also a section where you can comment, and that stays. So you comment to indicate that this was a very good welder, he was extraordinarily respectful, or you can say this is not somebody I would want to recommend, stay away from this person. It's there in the rating. When I go on, I get to see that. I get to see that this individual has a 1 star, 2 star, so this is not a person I'm going to use. The Heart NSTA Trust also has that responsibility, as we're operating as the broker between the customer and the service provider. If it is that this person is getting increasingly poor ratings, we have to pull that person from our platform.
So then people have to ensure that the service is of a high quality so that they can be competitive.
That is right. So you want jobs. You want to ensure that you can pay your bills, that you can expand your career. You are going to do everything that you need to do to get that credibility, because you are being evaluated, you are being rated, and it is public. And I think this is really good for our young professionals, because they are essentially being trained to operate at a very high level, given the scrutiny and the evaluation that attends to the process.
And you're creating a digital marketplace. We're up on the break. Dr. Ingleton, Mr. Holness, let's take the break, and then Sandre has some questions.
Jamaica live good, yeah.
Give up every illegal gun. Call the police at 119 or Crime Stop at 311. The time by the Ministry of National Security is
7:31.
Yo, my boss. Yo, my general. Yo, my king. The new BK Mega Stacker. Come for run everything. Choose your style. Double, triple, or quad stack. Juicy grilled beef. Plus crispy bacon, some stackerific sauce, and layers of melted cheese. So if you think you can angle it, stackify yourself today. Order the BK Mega Stacker and have it your way. The new BK Mega Stacker. Built for satisfaction. Limited time. Only at Burger King.
Delicious meals, poolside cocktails, right on the beach. Disconnect from the daily worries and reconnect with the one you love. There's no paradise like home. Enjoy a romantic all-inclusive escape at Couples Tower Isle in Ocherias from $299 per night. Take advantage of this offer today by calling Couples Resorts at 876-632-8200. Conditions apply.
It's time! Shocks Depot is having a pre-Christmas clearance sale with massive discounts on all shocks and struts for all vehicles. Installation and wheel alignment available, plus warranty on all shocks and struts. Contact or visit Shocks Depot at 79 Hagley Park Road. Telephone 876-649-0238 and call or WhatsApp 876-509-0076. Shocks Depot. Our products are durable, comfortable, and affordable.
All right, we're back with you, and of course we're on the front page, and we're looking at the skills on demand app from the Heart NSTA Trust. We have with us the Managing Director, Dr. Tanisha Ingleton, and the Business Intelligence Analyst, Colin Holness. I want to start with you, Colin. The setup of the application, the registration, all of that. Give me a little walkthrough of what it's like, what the important information is to put in if you are a provider, if you're a plumber, a skilled worker, AC technician, whatever those 15 skills are and you qualify. How do they go about signing up as a provider on the app?
Okay, good morning and thanks for having me. All right, so as a provider, once you have gone through our training, any of our training programs and certified, we do an evaluation once you're interested in being a part of the database. And once that evaluation is done and completed and we have vetted you, we then upload the provider's information into the database. Now, once it's in the database, all the provider has to do is to enter their TRN and their email. Once that is done, it will take them through a simple process where they just activate their account. Now, we have all the information we need on our providers. And so once the account is activated, they go into the app. All they do is update their profile. We have all the information that we have on them already in terms of where they did their training, what they're certified in, and that will be there and in the application.
Is there a cost to sign up for the providers?
No, there is none. Oh. Once they would have gone through our training, once they would have, we would have vetted them again, they would be present in the application.
Mm-hmm. And what's the name of the application?
Skills on Demand.
Skills on
Demand.
And
it's available in both the Android store and the Apple Play store.
Ah, all right. And Dr. Ingleton, so we've heard, let's say, complaints, that there are not enough laborers to match the job vacancies that are out there. Members of the private sector have complained that they can't find the skilled workers that they need. How do you think that will affect that call?
Definitely, we will see a difference in that regard. Individuals are trained and certified. They too are looking for work. They too ask, where is the work? And so that is why this app is so important for us to bridge that gap between the man who is certified and on the street wanting the job and the individual who wants that job done. So what is important for us now, we're having launched yesterday, is to move into the rigorous marketing engagement strategies across the island to get the individuals who are so certified to really register on this app and to sensitize Jamaica in that regard. And just for us to see this as a very good thing, as a very strong step on the part of the trust in building an application which from its internal team, talents that are residents in the space to really solve a pressing challenge. So I am expecting that we will see a difference as individuals are really out there. And there are also those who have the skills, and this one is important, those who have the skills, but they are not certified, right? And so with this particular application, the Heart Trust is willing to come into your space wherever you are. We have our mobile assessment unit to certify you on the spot. We take you through our prior learning assessment and recognition services and take you through that process to certify you. You have been welding all your life, but you have no formal qualification. We will certify you, get you on this app so that you can get the job that you really need to expand your life.
Mm-hmm. And just to tell the listeners, both Sandra and I have been able to pull up the app on our phones. You have an iPhone, right?
Yeah.
So we both have iPhones. We've been able to pull it up. Skills on Demand. The user interface, listeners, is very attractive. So you can check it out. It's attractive. I want to ask you, though, Mr. Holness, about security, because obviously that's going to be important.
Yeah, that's a major one.
Your security infrastructure, what's that like?
All right. So when the customers, especially when the customers are signing up, if I can start from there, we ask you for, the basic information, your email address. We want to determine also where you would like you would like to be serviced, your address. We ask you for your telephone number in terms of contact information between yourself and the provider. But none of your information is given until a work order is created and a contact is made to the provider. And whatever, when a job is accepted, that is at the point at which your information is given.
Oh.
If you're not comfortable in giving your information, you can opt to have your information removed. All right? So no information is shared until there is an agreement between provider and customer.
And in terms of data security, I know you said that the app was built in-house at Heart NSTA Trust. How is that managed in terms of data security to ensure that there are no data leaks or any external partner would not be able to access my data through this app?
All right. Our data is stored on-premises. None of that information is shared with anyone outside of the organization. Again, all the data is on-prem, so we have a crack team of IT professionals at Hatro, and we will ensure that all the data that we collect is secure, safe, and we will provide that guarantee.
And Dr. Ingleton, the trust has been on an aggressive push to ensure that more Jamaicans can access skills training, and this obviously forms part of that. Other initiatives that you've announced in recent times, how have those been going? For example, I'm interested in the free training. I think it's up to level 4.
Yes, I'm happy that you said that, because we've really pushed out a lot of initiatives to really help our Jamaicans in the past 1.5 to 2 years. There's the lift, and we don't talk about it as much as we should, but the lift has really been extraordinary for young people. We would have placed over 500 young people in jobs. We would have been paying them every single month, and also we are saving that $15,000 for them that they will get at the end of the program. Many of our lift participants now have all their social mobility documents, their passport, their TRN, their NIS. They have their driver's license. At this moment, some of them are actually in the field learning to drive, right? And the goal is to complete all of them before the year is out. So this is an extraordinary step. They have been getting jobs across the system. Some of them are matriculating into higher education, and they are communicating that, boy, this experience has been so immersive for them that it would have taken them probably 5 years ahead of where we would have been when we were their age, right? And so we're very, very pleased of the work that we're doing. We have the care. The care is in full motion as it is right now. Individuals from across the various constituencies are enrolled in the various organizations and institutions across the trust. Now we have been paying their stipend, etc. We would have invested millions of dollars in different types of technologies to upgrade our STEAM labs. We have been training in robotics, mobile and robotics, optoelectronics and all those other high-level technical skills that are now driving economies across the world.
I think you've gone into a question that I have for you, Dr. Ingleton. I wanted to ask you, based on this, I would call it a groundbreaking, very important development as it relates to skills, because this has been an issue, I'm telling you, from a personal point of view, as it relates to just finding the right person to do a job and knowing that they're good at it. So based on this app already being developed in place, the systems are in place, what's next for the Heart Trust NSTA, the Heart NSTA Trust, in terms of new initiatives and projects that you're going to look at for supporting this drive for productivity that we are hearing the government talk about?
All right, and I'm so happy for that. We're really not bereft of initiatives and activities to carry us in the next 20 years. We have now launched our digital transformation, digital first strategy, and that is a 5-pronged strategy that has to do with our front office automation, back office transformation, IT modernization, digitalization of TVET, and cultural transformation. And what this means is that we are ensuring that the rate of change outside the organization is not and never greater than the rate of change inside the organization. We are upgrading our technology, our instructors. We are forecasting, looking at what's happening in first world countries, capitalizing on our partnerships that we have with World Skills, Todica, VCOM, and all those high-tech companies abroad, getting the strategies that we need and changing our internal processes as well as our learning spaces so that we can be top of the line. We do not want to be playing catch-up, right? And that is why we have launched our digital first transformation strategy, where we are changing internally in the organization to respond externally to our trainees and stakeholders. And I can take you through those 5 pieces certainly at a different time for you to see the kind of high level thinking that is taking place at the Heart NSTA Trust, because 2020, 2030, 2035, 2040, we are way ahead of the game because we are doing the thinking from now.
Mm-hmm. And Doc, you said that there were 15 skill areas that the app caters to, yes? Did I get that right?
Yes, 15 skill areas for now. This is a start. As I would have indicated yesterday, we are starting with 15 and we will keep populating the app until it's reached, an appreciable mass, I would say, in terms of skills. And that is consistent across any application that is developed in any space. You start, stakeholders give you feedback, you get responses, and you keep populating and reimagining until it gets to a particular stage that perhaps you didn't even envision. Mm-hmm. And it's the same thing for this particular application.
And I'm getting real-time feedback from our listeners. One listener says the app is excellent, only that it forces me to use Google Maps to track my address. This listener is asking, the providers are not on the app. When are they going to be loaded?
Okay, thank you so much for that. So we launched yesterday. We do have some providers on the app. We launched just yesterday, and so we are now in full gear in terms of our engagement strategies to get our providers on the app. We have to make the noise as we would have done yesterday to make people aware. And so we're on the road, we're on television, we're on air. We have a jingle that is in the system as well. Download the app, etc., so that we can get as many service providers as possible to really give Jamaicans the ease that they need in finding a skilled professional to do the work they need to get done.
Final one to you, Mr. Holness. What are the 15 areas that are currently you're starting with?
Okay, so we are starting with air condition technician, auto service repairs, cosmetology, early childhood education, electrician, event planner, fashion designer, furniture maker, general construction worker, graphic design, landscaper, mason, painter, pipe fitting technician, plumber, and welder. So it's 16, not 15.
16, all right. Colin Holness is a business intelligence analyst at Heart NSTA Trust. Dr. Tanisha Ingleton is the managing director. Potentially game-changing, listeners, skills on demand app. You can check it out. As I said, we've been able to pull it up, and some of our listeners are already accessing it, and they have the questions. Dr. Ingleton says over the coming days and weeks, they'll be rolling out a campaign to promote it, so you'll get all the information you need. Keep up the good work over there at Heart NSTA Trust. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. We'll take the break and come back with more.
Listen up, motorists. Speeding burns more gas. So slow down. The life you save may be your own and also that of your loved ones. Slow down. Save lives and money. The time by the Insurance Association of Jamaica is
13 minutes to 8.
At Hawkeye, our mission is to deliver cutting-edge security solutions to help you keep track of the things you value most.
The temperature by Hawkeye is...
It's 26 degrees Celsius here in Kingston, 25 out west in Montego Bay.
Get ready for the lowest prices of the year at the Active Home Center Black Friday sale in Kingston and Montego Bay. Save big on tiles, bathroom fixtures, furniture, lighting, and more just in time for the holidays. Join us now until Saturday, November 30 for unbeatable deals you won't want to miss. Visit our newly relaunched Montego Bay location at Barnett Tech Park at the intersection of Fairfield and Barnett Street, or our upgraded Kingston showroom at 84 Constant Spring Road. Conditions apply. Active Home Center. More savings, more choices.
IQ Optical's Black Friday frame sale is back. Get your trendy optical frame or a frame for every occasion. Come and enjoy 50% off frames in stock. Book your appointment or take your prescription to IQ Optical New Kingston, Bennett Park, or Draxall.
For all your electrical needs, visit ABC Electrical Sales. They stock a wide variety of electrical supplies, including plugs, switches, panel boards, and conduits, plus energy-saving fixtures. ABC Electrical Sales stocks brands like GE, Siemens, Philips, Cutler Hammer, and Allen Bradley. They also offer free island-wide delivery just to suit your needs. Visit them at Shop 8, Hagley Park Plaza, Kingston 10, or call 876-754-3714-5 or 876-754-3825-8. ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice in the electrical business.
Thank you so much for staying with us here on Nationwide this morning. We're turning our attention now to the dispute, I think you can call it a dispute, that has arisen over the leadership of the Clarendon Municipal Corporation. Now, the former Director of Elections, Art Fisher, he's suggesting that the mayorship of the Clarendon Municipal Corporation should not change based on the Local Governance Act. Fisher argues that the act guides the removal of a sitting mayor and a vote of no confidence is required. Now, of course, this matter has come to the fore following last Friday's by-election in the Ainantown division of the Clarendon Municipal Corporation. It's created a tie, following Delroy Dawson's victory for the People's National Party. Now, his victory means that the PNP controls 11 divisions. The governing JLP controls 11 as well. Dawson narrowly defeated the JLP's Suzette Barton by 56 votes according to EOJ data. He polled 1,646 votes to Barton's 1,592, the voter turnout being 46.8%, just about 47%. The opposition People's National Party, they have said, the opposition leader certainly, that the mayor of Maypen, the GOP's Joel Williams, should resign. We're now joined by the former Director of Elections, Art Fisher. Good morning, Mr. Fisher.
Good morning to you too.
Thank you so much for joining us. Walk our listeners through why it is you believe that the call for the mayor to resign based on the outcome of last Friday's by-election is not a strong one.
Okay, I'd just like to preface the whole thing by saying that I am not a lawyer. I have no legal training, that's one. And secondly, I have not sought, obviously, any legal advice since it doesn't affect me outside of my being a regular Jamaican. So it is my opinion that the local government election, at the end of that cycle, it is determined based on the law how each mayor or the mayors are selected. And it looks at the different scenarios, including in the event of a tie, that's at the end of the local government election. Now, it's my humble opinion that the local government election, having been held and is now history, and all the mayors having been selected or elected and are in place, that should any situation arise, then what one would need to look at is the legislation that governs the removal of a sitting mayor. And that's just my very simplistic approach. But given the different opinions, it's my view also that hopefully someone will take it to the court where it can be settled once and for all. But my view is that at the time of the local government election, mayors are elected, and once they are, should any eventuality arise, you would then look at how to remove sitting mayor, and that's why I am of that opinion.
So, but the argument is that it is now tied. It was 12-10. It's 11-11. You're saying that it was already settled. But are you of the view then that this change in the tie, now being a tie, but the fact that the mayor now sits in council as mayor, it affects nothing, while the PNP have the argument that there is the popular vote that's in their favor?
Yeah, I'm saying that the popular vote is used to determine who is the mayor at the end of the local government cycle.
Mm-hmm.
And as I said, that's my opinion. So I'm saying that having now elected all the mayors and they are now in place, any eventuality that should arise further down the road, the legislation that would govern what takes place next is the removal of a sitting mayor. But take, for example, what would be the position if the PNP did not have the popular vote at the time of the local government election, but given the results of this by-election, they would now have the popular vote? I'm just putting that out there. What would be the scenario? What would be the argument? So I, not being a legal person, simply put in my view that the local governance act governs how mayors are elected, and all the mayors have been elected, and therefore anything from then on should be looking at how to remove a sitting mayor.
Yeah. So essentially, a by-election does not disturb the outcome of the general local government election, essentially is the point.
That's my view.
Yeah.
So if, for example, there were two local government elections held in Clarendon, for example, and the PNP would have won both, and now would have the majority, then clearly the mayor could be removed by a vote because the PNP would now have the majority.
Right.
So it would not have to go back to what happened in the local government election. It would be governed based on the current situation.
Yeah.
And that is just my view, that it's governed by what currently exists and what legislation speaks to the removal of a sitting there.
Yeah. We're now being joined by the Minister of Local Government, Desmond McKenzie. Minister McKenzie, does the former director's view align with your own understanding of the relevant law, the Local Governance Act?
100%, and it is unfortunate that in our quest for power, we want to marginalize and to tweak everything in our favor. What is clear is that there wasn't a general election of local government. What we had was a by-election of local government. So that means that there is no question about a popular vote coming into play. What we find, the Local Government Act is clear. It's that once a general elections of local government is held, the mayor cannot be removed until a year after such an election. What we have is a tie in the municipality where both sides enjoy the same number. The mayor's position is protected under the Act, cannot be touched. Even a vote of no confidence would have to be put on the floor. And what that means is a vote of no, and remember, the vote of no confidence cannot come either because the Act says 1 year. So after 1 year, you can come with a vote of no confidence. But let us say that there wasn't anything to prevent that. You would need a councillor to cross to vote to give you a majority.
Yeah, so they'd need a majority.
Right. So that will never happen. So this is a smoke screen. This is a part of the opposition play to distort the facts and to put into perspective their ruling of it. And I am scared because there seems to be this approach for power, at all costs. And I'm saying that the local authority in Clarendon will not be disturbed because nothing has changed. I want to turn you back to St. Thomas. We had a similar situation in St. Thomas where the the question of the mayorship came up in St. Thomas. It was clear the GLP had it. On the death of a GLP councillor that now gave the PNP the majority based on the death. The period of time passed. It was obvious that what the GLP did was the mayor you at the time, his resignation, because it was appropriate then, because there's no tenure that would have given him the protection under the Act. So it is clear. And this loose argument that they are going about, it is just another means of trying to take power.
But how do you respond, Minister, to the argument by the opposition leader, as I understand him to be saying, that on the principle of it, they got the majority of the popular vote in February, and then they were able to flip a division this month, and therefore on the principle of it, the mayor should step aside and allow them to choose one of their own?
You know, Union Town will always support PNP. Okay? The Labour Party won it, you know, it was not one that we had. We won it. It is a PNP division. It has all supported the People's National Party. And, you know, I am amazed that the PNP will be using the results of last Friday as a means to say there is nothing immoral about it. It is immoral for them to want to say, because you have retained a division that you had before, that belongs to you prior to the February elections, that you now want to take those results of that election as a means of saying there's nothing wrong, and it is they that are immoral. It is they that are playing the kind of gutter politics that is going to run this country into serious problems if unfortunately they get reins of government in this country. Right? And they must also ask the question, the results of the by-election last week, it's a division that they used to win handsomely. They barely won the division. So it also means that the stock of the Labour Party in Union Town has gone up. The similar thing in Morant Bay. They won it in March, in February this year by over 400 votes. They lost it. We lost it by 100 and odd votes. You know, the politics that we see being played out now in terms of how the structure of government is being administrated is dangerous. They are playing a dangerous game. And I am saying this not knowing my capacity as a minister of local government, but as a deputy leader of the Jamaica Labour Party, we will never allow the PNP to use any tactics to dismantle or to destroy the establishment that exists now in the Clarendon Municipal Corporation, and there are powers that are vested within the Local Governance Act that speaks to what the minister has to do as it relates to the role of a mayor in the municipality. I will say no more on the issue.
We're out of time. Former Director of Elections, Ord Fisher, thank you so much for opining on this issue for us. Minister of Local Government, Desmond McKenzie. We appreciate your time, gentlemen. Thank you so much.
Thanks, and thanks. Bye.
Up next, across Jamaica.
Front Page was brought to you today by ABC Electrical Sales, for a better choice in the electrical business.
Let Scotia Investments guide you towards a winning portfolio that will grow your wealth for generations to come. Call 888-429-5745 to learn more. The time by Scotia Investments is
a minute after 8.
Success, powered by learning. The Temperature, brought to you by Sandals Corporate University. Come grow with us is...
It's still 26 degrees Celsius here in Kingston, 25 out west in Montego Bay.
From the mountainside to seaside, countryside to townside, inside and outside, it's across Jamaica this morning.
Taking you across Jamaica this Thursday morning, I'm Ricardo Brooks. Now St. Mary has caught the top division award in the Police Civilian Oversight Authority's annual Transforming Our Police Services Awards TOPS. The ceremony targeting Area 2 was held at the Cardiff Hotel and Spa on Wednesday. Other top awardees are the Runaway Bay Police Station for top customer service, the Araka-Bessa Police Station for top prisoner in custody, the Castleton Police Station for top station in Area 2. Top stations in the other two Area 2 divisions were Runaway Bay Police Station and the Buff Bay Police Station. TOPS aims to foster greater conformity with prescribed JCF policies as well as raise morale among police personnel. It was launched in Area 2 in 2019. The mayor of Black River, Richard Solomon, is appealing to vendors to take advantage of the town's market facilities during the upcoming Christmas season. He says this is part of efforts to maintain public order.
We are encouraging, we are advocating, and we are appealing to all the vendors and also persons who would use their services to ensure that we utilize the market street space during that time. We know that it can be overwhelming. I know that we will have some discussion with the superintendent of police to sort of how we can regulate the space so we can have some sort of order during that period. We really have to regulate the flow of traffic and how we operate in the space during that time, because we still have to take into consideration the safety and security of our citizens.
Richard Solomon, the mayor of Black River, he was speaking at the recent monthly meeting of the St. Elizabeth Municipal Corporation. Now, residents of several communities in Westmoreland will remain without piped water for at least another day. The National Water Commission says its efforts to repair a damaged pipeline serving Burnt Savannah Tollgate, Townhead, and surrounding areas have been hit with unforeseen delays. The NWC team says it is working to complete the repair by 5 p.m. today. We now bring you the latest from across the Caribbean News Desk for today, Thursday, November 28, 2024.
From the Caribbean News Desk, the morning edition. Good morning. I'm Kendall Morgan.
And I'm Dennis Chabrol with the latest from across the Caribbean.
The Bahamas Prime Minister Philip Davis says every effort will be made to restore public trust in the police and defense force in the wake of the United States indictment of 11 Bahamians for importing cocaine and guns. Two of them, Chief Superintendent Elvis Curtis, who is in charge of the Airport Division, and Defense Force Chief Petty Officer Darren Roker, were arrested in Florida on Monday. The indictment alleges that since 2021, tons of cocaine were imported into the Bahamas for shipment to the United States. In a statement to the Bahamas Parliament yesterday, Prime Minister Davis vowed that tough action will be taken against those who betray the trust of Bahamians. He says new legislation will be passed to allow for greater oversight.
Before our Christmas break, I'll bring to Parliament new legislation aimed at strengthening the oversight of the conduct and operations of our law enforcement agencies. This legislation will ensure that no individual or institution is above accountability. It will provide mechanisms to prevent corruption, establish clear checks and balances, and empower independent bodies to investigate and act when breaches occur.
The Bahamas' Prime Minister Philip Davis says his government is working with United States authorities to identify a high-ranking Bahamian politician implicated in facilitating the transshipment of cocaine to the U.S. The politician was reportedly named by a senior Bahamian police officer. In his statement to the Bahamian Parliament yesterday, Prime Minister Davis says his government intends to find the answers about this major betrayal.
To that end, I've directed the Minister of Foreign Affairs to issue a diplomatic note requesting further details about allegations involving a high-ranking Bahamian politician. Such allegations demand thorough investigation, and no stone will be left unturned in seeking the truth. To clarify, the indictment states, and I quote, the defendant said that in exchange for $2 million US, a high-ranking Bahamian politician who was named would authorize the assistance. We need to know who and the details of the allegation.
Meanwhile, the Opposition Free National Movement, FNM, has called for a commission of inquiry and the resignation of the country's National Security Minister. FNM Chairman Dr. Dwayne Sands.
A horrible moment for our country. There is clearly a crisis of confidence that goes all the way up to the Commissioner, to the Minister of National Security, to the Prime Minister, to the Cabinet. I think the Prime Minister needs to give us a full-throated, fulsome explanation of why on their watch they have allowed the reputation of the Bahamas to sink to such a low.
And Opposition Leader Michael Pinter has called for urgent efforts to restore Bahamians' confidence in their security services.
I mean, it has to start at the top. There has to be an attempt to restore the trust of the Bahamian people, that if I call law enforcement or I call a policy maker, I can trust that they are going to hold the information confidentially and use it.
The British Overseas Territories and the Caribbean have told London it must include them in any funding it provides to CARICOM and the OECS. The premiers of Anguilla, Bermuda, the British Virgin Islands, the Cayman Islands, Montserrat, and the Turks and Caicos Islands complained about their exclusion from regional funding programs during their recent annual meetings with UK government representatives in London. Montserrat's Premier Ruben Meade.
When the UK gives money to CARICOM or OECS, for example, the overseas territories are excluded. We made a representation that no UK overseas territory who is a member or associate member of any of these institutions should be excluded from funding provided to those institutions. So that is being taken on board.
The 6 British Overseas Territories in the Caribbean are either full or associate members of the Caribbean Community CARICOM or the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States OECS.
Executive and Central Committee member of Guyana's ruling People's Progressive Party PPP, Anil Nandlal, is downplaying the likelihood of any fallout from accusations by Melissa Melimel Atwell. The New York-based social media anti-government activist has alleged on Facebook that he shared confidential information with her about a number of high-ranking government officials and matters. Mr. Nandlal is regarded as a potential PPP presidential candidate for the 2030 general elections. Maintaining that he does not or has never communicated with Ms. Atwell, Mr. Nandlal, who is Guyana's Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs, said he was not concerned about his political future as a result of her claims.
No, not at all, not at all. It's absolute nonsense. It's absolute nonsense. It has no credibility, and I challenge her and anyone else to prove me wrong.
This has been the morning edition from the Caribbean News Desk. You may contact us by phone or WhatsApp at +592 700 9293. Thanks for listening.
Want to start investing in real estate with as little as $25,000? Then the JMMB Optimum Capital Real Estate Fund may fit your future best with tax-free advantages and returns above inflation. Visit jm.jmmb.com to get started today. Conditions apply.
Does your bra ride up your back? Do your shoulders hurt from carrying the weight of your breasts? These are signs of an ill-fitting bra. When was the last time you were fitted by a bra fit specialist? The bra experts at LaBelle Femme will take care of you. Drop into the store at 53 Lady Musgrave Road, Tuesdays to Saturdays from 10 to 5, and you will see the difference. Or call 876-622-6091.
You can fill your Christmas list.
It's 4 weeks till Christmas, and Ascent Supercenter has everything you need to start your shopping now. Choose from our wide selection of decorations, lights, and Christmas trees. And don't forget to stop by this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday for our 3-day pre-Christmas sale. And we're now open every Sunday till Christmas.
So this Christmas, make it Ascent Supercenter for sure.
It's a lifestyle.
When last you get good bun, you don't know good bun until you have a mother's bakery bun. From you pull open the wrapper and it's soft so till. A so bun for nice. And from when you take the first bite, love it so till. A so bun for nice. Beg your piece.
Get your own mother's bakery bun.
I will buy one off you.
Yes, but I will charge a convenience fee.
I will take one.
Me too.
Mother's bakery buns. A so bun for nice. Try them today.
welcome back. Of course, you know it's nationwide this morning. I'm Sondre Roden, and we're changing gears a bit. We're looking at the Caribbean Coastal Conference 2024. And the Caribbean Coastal Conference 2024 is set to take place from December 9th to 11th, 2024. The conference will bring together experts, policymakers, and stakeholders from across the Caribbean and beyond to address the pressing issues facing the region's coastlines. Under the theme Achieving Balance, Developing and Preserving Caribbean Coastlines. That's achieving balance, developing and preserving Caribbean coastlines. The conference aims to promote sustainable development practices while safeguarding the unique and vital ecosystems that characterize the Caribbean's coastal areas. Topics will include climate resilience, sustainable tourism, marine biodiversity, conservation, and innovative approaches to coastal protection. For more, we're joined by founding director at Smith Warner International, Dr. David Smith, and manager of research, innovation, and brand coastal engineer at Smith Warner, Miles Harris. Good morning, Miles. Good morning, Dr. Smith.
Good morning to you. How are you?
I'm good, and I think I would have met somebody that works at Smith Warner before, and Mr. Banton, I think his name is.
Yes, Mr. Banton is our managing director.
Yes, I think I met him in times past, and he was telling me about all the things that he's doing across the Caribbean, and I think Africa, if I'm not mistaken. So, but you're here on different business today. So can you tell us about, Dr. Smith, starting with you, the main objectives of the Caribbean Coastal Conference 2024?
Sure. And I'll do that, if you don't mind, by just doing a little bit look back to the roots of the thing. So 7 years ago, we hosted what was then the first Caribbean Coastal Conference. It was held in Barbados, and we did this in collaboration with the Caribbean Development Bank. And our thinking at the time was that we wanted to address issues that were unique or special to the Caribbean region as it affects, or as they would affect the coastal zone and the coastal areas. Because as you can imagine, I mean, for all of our islands, development has taken place close to the coastline. Most of the population lives very close to the coastline. So we just wanted to address and look at things that were specific to our region and for small island developing states. So it was our initial intention to have this conference repeat every 2 to 4 years. That didn't actually work out, and then COVID came in and sort of threw things off. So this is the second conference, and in fact, the Caribbean Development Bank is the primary partner in this event, and they've hosted it. We've worked with them, and it's being hosted at the AC Marriott Hotel in Kingston. And we're really happy to see it come to fruition again. In a nutshell. Sorry, I hope it wasn't too long. But
no, man, you're on point and on time. Miles, what inspired the theme Achieving Balance, Developing and Preserving Caribbean Coastlines for this year's conference?
Well, the theme came about after several discussions. We really wanted to make it a theme that highlights that the coastal zone contains a myriad of issues. So it's all about balancing those issues. So development and coastal preservation, the use of the coastal space, the economical benefits that you can also get from the coastal space. So our aim with this theme is to provoke the question of how do we even achieve the balance of working in this finite area where there's not a lot of space, and ensuring that all parties are considered when development is happening and when preservation is required. So that's how the theme came to be. Mm-hmm. We really do hope that it sparks out a discussion. We have several themes and top topics on the different days, on the 2 days, that would spark different type of conversation. So about economics in the coastal zone, about the preservation in the coastal zone. So
that sounds like all the speakers are booked and everything is in place.
Yes, all speakers are booked and in place right now. On our website, the CaribbeanCoastalConference.com, You can see a listing of all the speakers who have confirmed and the topics that they will be speaking on.
Okay, all right. Over to you, Dr. Smith. Now, how do you think the conference will help bridge this gap that is existing between the development of, the Caribbean islands and also this idea of environmental preservation in the Caribbean?
Right. So it's a good forum to bring together people from all sides of that spectrum, right? So people with a development perspective, people with a regulatory perspective, stakeholders who would want to have access to the beach, and that whole issue, of course, of beach access is an important one to us in Jamaica for sure, and to many of the people in the other islands. We're going to be looking at also alternative methods of livelihood from what we call the blue economy, so the regions offshore of the coastline, and how that can work with nature, basically. So I think we'll have a good forum, if you will, to examine both sides of it. How can you promote development, which we need in the region in order to boost our economies, while still not degrading our ecosystems, and also while respecting our communities and our people, right? So that balance is the thing that I believe will form a large part of our discussions and presentations over that period of the conference.
Yeah, so I have a little bit of time, but I'm going to hit you with this one, Miles. What are some of the key challenges that the Caribbean coastal regions face today? I'm pretty sure my listeners would want to understand that, and how the conference in and of itself would plan to address or even ventilate some of these issues.
All right, that's a very good question. But I would have to say that there's a myriad of issues, and I am coming from the standpoint of being a coastal engineer. What this conference aims to do is to bring different stakeholders with different opinions. From my standpoint, I see the effect of climate change significantly affecting our ability to protect the coastline, our ability to adapt to the changes that will happen in the future. So as a coastal engineer, I'm seeing issues of maintaining the balance between coral reef protection and the development of an hotel, for instance. I'm seeing issues surrounding high storm surge due to the rapidly intensifying hurricanes that we're seeing as a result of climate change. I'm seeing issues relating to the way that we use things like beach nourishment and revetments and breakwaters. How do we balance all of that in this small coastal space that we call, or that's very important for our economy? So those are the kind of things that I see. But then an ecologist or a marine biologist, for instance, will see things like the coastal coral bleaching. That is a big event that's affecting a lot of our coral reef around the Caribbean. Those kind of things. And then you have developed hoteliers and resort owners who are concerned about things like sargassum. So I see a lot of issues affecting us, and through different lenses, you can see a different kind of impact. So what this conference aims to do is to bring everybody to discuss all the lessons learned, all the policies that have worked across the Caribbean, what have not worked, so that once you've left this conference, you would have different opinions and different ways of doing things. So that's how I see it.
All right. Thank you so much. Is registration still open for the conference?
Right now,
just about closing, I think, Miles, isn't it?
Yes, the registration has closed. However, we encourage your listeners, and we encourage people who are still interested to reach out via email so that we know where the interest is. And on top of that, there's an aim to distribute what has been done at the conference to a wider cross-section of the public. So they should stay tuned.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. This is very insightful. And of course, we've heard from founding director at Smith Warner International, one of the leading, if not the leading firms in coastal engineering across the Caribbean. And that's Dr. David Smith, the founding director and the manager of research, innovation and brand, and also a coastal engineer at Smith Warner, Miles Harris. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
All right, we're going for the break, and then we'll be right back with you.
Crisp and refreshing. Room temperature or chilled. A pure water would drink. The time by Pure Water is
8:23.
Fontana Pharmacy has a wide variety of items from pharmaceuticals, household, cosmetics, toys, and more. The temperature by Fontana Pharmacy, it's all good inside, is
26 degrees Celsius in Kingston City and 27 degrees Celsius out west in Montego Bay.
It's the Answers Grand Prix Christmas Bonanza Sale. Get up to 50% off when you claim your discount at Answers Gifts and Home and Answers for Children. Answers Grand Prix Christmas Bonanza Sale. Now on till Saturday, December 14.
Need equipment rental, repair, or sales? The Contractor Center has you covered. We also offer epoxy installation, stamp concrete, and construction chemicals, serving commercial, industrial, construction, and residential industries. Don't let everyday challenges hold you back. Visit us at 26 Shortwood Road or online at contractorcenterja.com or call 876-968-4816. Data Protection Matters is brought to you by Design Privacy. We help you comply and build trust.
Welcome to another episode of Data Protection Matters, powered by Design Privacy here on Nationwide 90 FM. I'm your host, Chantal Thompson. Today we have with us Chuck Cameron, founder of Design Privacy and a data privacy expert. Welcome, Chuck.
Hi, Chantal.
Hi. So we're still on the conversation on registration with the Office of the Information Commissioner. Chuck, take it away.
We are at the last mile. The end of the month is within 3 days. You are required to file your registration particulars within the next 3 days. Who am I speaking to? If you are a business in Jamaica that accepts credit cards, if it is your business in Jamaica that uses phone to store your customer's number, or you are a charity or a church that has a list of your members, you are required to register now. So there are very few exceptions to who must register. So if you are wondering whether or not you should register, if it is your government agency, if it is your charity, if it is your small business, if it is your lawyer, a doctor, if it is your medium-sized business, as long as you have somebody's name in your phone or on your computer, at this stage, the law requires you to register with the Office of the Information Commissioner as a data controller. Based on the practical approach that we see our Information Commissioner taking, those requirements, I am aware they are currently being reviewed. But as the law is now written, it is extremely wide. Hopefully over time it will be narrowed down, and only those persons who pose a great risk to the Office of the Information Commission, it may be narrowed down to those persons who pose a great risk to data subjects. That means you process a lot of personal data, and how you process it is dangerous because you share it with a lot of third parties. And there could be a number of factors, but for today and within the next 3 days, more than likely, you are required to register. If you need help, well, firstly, you can go on the Information Commissioner's website, where there is a guide that tells you exactly how to register. So you don't need to go to a lawyer. You don't need to go to a privacy practitioner. You can go directly to the Office of the Information Commissioner website, where she has sought to make that registration process extremely simple. If it is you're of the view that you still need help, Design Privacy is putting on a workshop on Thursday.
Well, it will be today because they're listening to this now at 8:30. So it's today at 3 p.m.
Thanks. It's actually this afternoon.
Yes.
So quickly go to the Design Privacy website at DESIGNPRIVACY.io. We still have 2 seats available. So if you go to the Design Privacy website, we still have 2 seats available where we will be holding your hand, helping you pull all your information together and put you in a position to register by the end of the exercise. Chantal, over to you.
All right. Well, thanks for that, Chuck. And please, we want you to join this workshop. It's very important if you collect personal data. It's today at 3 p.m. If you did not catch the website, you can check out our LinkedIn page. You just one click away. Also, don't forget to follow us on Instagram at design_privacy and also connect with us on LinkedIn at Design Privacy. Stay informed and stay secure.
Data Protection Matters was brought to you by Design Privacy. We help you comply and build trust. JPS and Partners Cooperative Credit Union offers financial solutions for every stage of your life. Savings, auto loans, mortgages, and more. The Time by JPS and Partners Cooperative Credit Union, your financial partner for life is...
It's exactly 8:30.
IQ Optical's Black Friday frame sale is back. Get your trendy optical frame or a frame for every occasion. Come and enjoy 50% off frames in stock. Book your appointment or take your prescription to IQ Optical New Kingston, Bennett Park or Draxall.
Best dressed chicken, Vienna sausages with no antibiotics. Everything you want in a tin. Nothing you don't want can't find in a it. Take a look at the best value. Where you cook, Vienna me a look. Only the best around. Only the best around. Only the best dress, best taste, best value, best place, best dress. Yeah, Vienna, best dressed chicken, Vienna sausages ever. 100% chicken, straight Jamaican I eat.
Houghton's RX, the caring pharmacy, the Yes We Can pharmacy, the Yes It's in stock pharmacy, the house call delivery pharmacy, the RX Pack mobile app pharmacy, the RX Plus digital wallet pharmacy, the 20% reward pharmacy, the easy to remember number pharmacy, 876 RX0 RX, the easy access 24/7 pharmacy, Houghton's RX, the convenient pharmacy, #wellness, #simply delivered.
Save money on energy bills with S-Tech Energy Limited. From building management systems and lighting solutions to solar installation and energy audits, they've got you covered.
Enjoy clean, renewable energy while reducing your carbon footprint.
Call 876-923-652-123. Email grljasocialmedia@gmail.com or visit 226 Spanish Town Road, Kingston 11 to schedule a consultation.
Save money and the planet with S-Tech Energy Limited, leading the way to a brighter future.
Pay nothing down on a shiny, brand new Hyundai vehicle with free loan payments until March 2025. Yes, get a 2024 Hyundai vehicle and get free loan payments until March 2025. 100% financing, 2 years free service, 0 processing fees, and other sweet goodies. Drive into the new year with your new ride. Goodbye, old car. Hello, Hyundai. Hyundai. For free payments promotion. Limited stock available. Offer while stocks last. Conditions apply.
It's time for you to have your say. The numbers to call 630-937-124, 618-8255. Tell us what's on your mind, what's happening in your neck of the woods. Is it raining where you are? Let us know. It's nice and overcast here in Kingston. I think the Americans are having Thanksgiving today. Yeah. So happy Thanksgiving to our friends in the United States. You'd be having the turkey, King. You'd be having the turkey, not the ham. No.
Well, I don't eat ham either, so yeah, I don't eat. No.
You eat pork but not ham?
No, I don't eat. I don't eat the Trenton.
Why you don't eat pork?
It's
me just want to know.
It was always a personal preference.
Wait, aren't you Seventh-day Adventist?
Well, that adds to it. But before I ever was, what's funny? Before I ever was, when I was younger, my grandmother brought ham from abroad. I hope she isn't listening. And I would discard of the ham, and my mother.
You don't show the ham?
Yeah, my mother would ask me. My mother came one day and said, "Why you don't eat it?" I say, "I don't know what that is. I don't like it. Like I just didn't like it." I've never, nice. And that was before I had any form of religious.
The pork nice. Let me tell you something, King. The other numbers,
we don't want to hear.
Hear me. No, hear me. The other day when we had the management retreat, right? Then they have a jerk pork that they King. I don't know. And at one point, I see a disappear, King. I'm not sure where you go, but the pork did done quick. Can I go back for a second, Sandre? And the pork done. I mean, I say.
Allegations, Ricardo.
And then we couldn't find King. I mean, I say a coincidence.
Yeah, it probably it's coincidental.
I don't know. Can I keep telling me saying I eat the pork, but I don't know. I don't know. Eat the pork nice.
I wouldn't know.
Like them season, like they have got a prep school.
Yeah.
And like they have a nuclear. The hungry is good.
Before we go to Winston, but Ricardo, you see the problem is I'm probably the worst person to talk to about pork because I did research in like a lot of things I ate. As I got older,
you're one of those people.
I'm one of those people. So that further, let me tell you, people who have to cook for me, they do have a challenge because I'm very particular in what I eat. I swear to you.
Pork nice.
But pork Winston, nice. Good morning. I hope you're not eating any pork.
Good morning, Winston.
Good morning, Sir Sanjay. Good morning, Didan. Ricardo.
Good morning.
Ricardo, you're my virgin from a long time, but you're drum ship, but I got to hear your voice back on a big show.
I will tell you, Winston, I'll tell you I did not jump ship. I did not.
You did. You make claim man bully you whatever. Anyway. You make clip bully and you want to get look high you want the clip good side.
Can I tell you? Can I tell you, Winston? Nationwide this morning has a special place in my heart. Trust me. Yes.
Before I get there, Sanjay, I don't eat pork.
All right. You see that? You see, Winston?
I thought you already about this pork thing.
Pork nice.
The father who make it, the creator say it was not. It did not.
I don't know about that.
Because if you buy one car and the manufacturer said, this is where you throw gas. Would you throw water in a way gas supposed to go, Ricardo?
The port nice, Winston.
He wouldn't.
The port nice.
He would.
What's next?
German say he would, Winston.
What else is on your mind, Winston? Can we not agree about the pork?
All right. What's my mind, man? I agree with your. On my mind this morning. The PMP don't learn, Ricardo. And let me tell you why the PMP don't learn. And them hold on one line. Because during opposition at that time, the history of politics, the opposition always favor more the party in power. And then come we don't catch in time come on, and then spread a whoop then chat a whoop something for 2 years them a champion and chat a whoop something, Ricardo. So people there kind of catch up on them thing and them have some when they come with the corruption in concept and whoop something and people can lean towards it and them are leading the poor and what. But look at them something. Then I learned 2007 and just say tuition free. And them question it happened under Bruce.
Yes.
2016 and they say 1.5. They say it can't make a sense. It happened. No, I agree with you, Ricardo. The PMP cannot hide no longer. They need to come forward and put them cap on table, show Jamaica. You cannot come on and say object to everything. The government put out a policy and them say they want to do this, they want to do that. And if they take Andrew serious, they know say, well, Andrew promise him probably going to do it.
Yes.
He promised so many care package and he do it. So what PMP find themselves now, Ricardo? They find out right now, this, what the Prime Minister offer just Sunday gone, and what, I was think them hard. So they are trying to discredit the thing. But Sanjay, Ricardo, let me tell you something. If the PMP thinks that they can get Jamaica House by come and just say, reject, and I'm not for sure, they might have a next guest coming. Ricardo, you mentioned on social media. Right now, with Papa Days, Ricardo, everybody, so yes, they must have for them, they can wait till they come to get them 20 grand.
Yeah, it does seem to have captured the imagination of a lot of people.
No, yeah. I saw a transfer to somebody's bank account being posted on social media.
And as King rightly said, and the envy of some, because those who can't get it are, yes.
I'm envious.
So I like where this man Ricardo, or you put it, and the PMP must wake up and Mark Golden must start come out with the rhetoric. The man chat about me and them press conference. They talk about Andrew and corruption. That people now won't have that anymore. You make the point, man. Passion don't listen to me. And everything we talk, and I can't talk certain things on radio. Tell Pasha Duncan say the money when me have a spending at what is Clarendon, where you get it from, and when get so much money get so much people in the last election. Ask her that.
No, I don't know. We have no evidence of any of that happening.
I am part I know that me did it, me see it, me know it.
No instance. We have no evidence of any of that happening. But as I said,
I tell you, sir, I am a witness of it.
No, don't go there. Don't, Winston, no, don't go there. No. As I said earlier, we should have a battle of ideas, a contest of ideas. Yeah? And we should keep it at that.
You can't just come. The government, you say the government now listen to people. And the people say, well, and the government come up with something. Then put something better on the table, brother. Say, oh, it's going to work out. Tell me, say, why you get $30,000, you get $35,000. Oh, it's going to work out. You come and you shoot it down. We not yet find you, brother.
Yes, we hear you, Winston, but we have a couple more callers, so we have to let you go. All right, thank you.
Gary, good morning.
Morning, Sandra and the demure one.
Good morning, my friend. How are you?
Gary?
I'm good. Hey, let me tell you something.
Yes.
This week, what's on the mind this week? Yo, let me tell you something, man. From Sandra to George to you, on spot on. Right? We cannot. This election has to be a contest. A contest of ideas. This gimmicks thing and this shoot down to something just because, oppose just because, it can't work. Right? It cannot work. Right? You have to come to us. As a man just said a while ago, when them PMP campaign for the last 2 years, hard. Right? At this point in time, we want to see what are your programs, what you're coming with. You can't just say this wrong. Okay, if the Prime Minister thing come out and then say, tell us what is your solution?
Yes.
What is your option?
And you know, they may well have other solutions, or better policies. They might have them. Right. I just don't know that this thing which I keep hearing from the comrades is it's too soon. You can't give out your ideas so soon. I don't know. Here. That doesn't fly. It don't fly with me.
Look here. Let me tell you something, Ricardo. And I don't know if you want to see it, right, but I have seen it. This country has transformed in the last 8 years. Has transformed. You know what I had never seen in my life, what I keep seeing recently, and I've never seen it before? Help wanted signs. Businesses are putting up on their doors, help wanted. I have never seen that before.
Yeah, that's
in Jamaica.
I can concur in even some parishes that I've gone to. That's
right. Look at the heart thing. There is no youth right. Nobody can tell me no in 2024, say, them a look at work, I can't get a work. There's no youth out there right now who can say, them don't know where to go or what to do. Not one. If them tell you that is lie, them a tell, them don't want to work. You have a certain youth out there, they must don't want to work. But the art, everything is there. If you left school right now with one subject, you have, you can go hard, go get a trade, free, go learn a trade. The other day, I go Montego Bay and I see this hotel where the man them a bill down at Montego Bay. And I say, but wait, it's so much bill in a bill. It's who a bill and bill. I can't see him 100 man a bill and bill. I must hold for people a bill and bill.
We have to run, leave it, Gary. We have a lot of people holding, and I want to squeeze in one more. Yeah, man. Appreciate the perspective.
All right, thanks, Gary.
All right, cool.
Morning, caller.
Yes, but these people coming on the way that it's so important question to ask.
Who is this? What's your name?
George.
George.
Okay,
yes.
George. Okay.
I want to ask, when my tire burst on the street, who pay for it? Burst? Not about, this is not politics. When me drive and me tire and burst on the street, or me get paid.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but more want to know. Or me get paid. If I stop with kids from go to school because the tire burst up, before buy a tire because that is my work. Or why I get money? The other thing is that the previous government taking out money for housing trust, and this one maybe taking out too. How much money have been taken out of housing trust to budget support, whatever it is? How much money? Could you get those figures for me? How much money have been taken out of housing trust? How much $1 billion?
Mm-hmm.
Those two questions. I'm listening for it in the other programs or whatever. How much money have been taken out of housing trust?
All right, George.
Because that wasn't taken out 30 years ago. It started to take out now. And why?
All right. I'll try to get that information for you.
Thank you.
All right, my brother. Have a good morning. Up next, your birthdays.
Make a plan to stay on top of your mortgage. Stick to it. Pay on time. The time by the NHD is
15 minutes to 9.
The Birthday Club is brought to you by Burger King, the best tasting burger under the sun.
Alright, it's the time of the morning when I tell you that I love you more than anybody else, you listeners. you on YouTube. And I hope Gillette is not in the chat this morning to hear me saying that. But, it's time for your birthdays wherever you are. It is your day. It is November 28th. 2024. We're ringing those bells into the Christmas season, but it is your birthday, and I want to go all the way up because Marigold Weber had sent a birthday from a little bit up in the chat. She said happy birthday to her daughter Sharon Smith. Enjoy your day, pooch pooch.
On YouTube, Glenn is saying happy birthday to Angela Jones. Glenn says happy birthday, Queen. Wishing you health, wealth, happiness, and prosperity. Enjoy. Over on Facebook, it's the birthday of Ashley Ann Mott, Janelle Priceless Belnavis, Richard Nemhard, Dana Clark, Mark Henry, Nisha McLeod, and Soleil Ferron. Happy birthday to you. Special big ups to Richard Nemhard coming from the Kingman himself.
Yeah.
Nikisha McLeod, happy birthday to you.
Yes, I'm seeing the birthdays. Angela Jones, you keep getting greetings in the chat. Of course, a part of our YouTube fam. We're wishing a very happy birthday to Marlon Morgan. It's his day. Birthday greetings coming in for you. Marlon, blessings. Big up on your special day. And of course, we want you to ensure that you have more life, more love, more prosperity as it is. Happy birthday, Angie Jones from Charmaine Walker. Angela Jones, you are getting all the greetings. And of course, somebody in the chat is saying that them just check them account and see the $20,000 record. So happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you, Ricardo. They say if you're not telling your daughter happy birthday.
Good morning, Marigold. Yeah, and good morning to Marigold's daughter. I hope you have an amazing day. If it's your birthday, happy birthday, and if it's your anniversary, happy anniversary. And when I used to be here, I used to tell you, say if it's your anniversary, later will always be greater. Happy birthday.
The Birthday Club was brought to you by Burger King, the best tasting burger under the sun.
Face. So many memories wish you could erase. Oh, tell you a story about relationships. Yeah, I know they do well, bound to have a slip. You win some, you lose some. That's the way life goes. Forget your sorrow. Forget about your woes, yes, life, you never win it all. Sometimes, my friend, you will have a fall. In life, yes, life, you never win it all. Sometimes, my friend, you will have a fall. Life is for living, ebbs and it flows, so unforgiving, as everyone knows. Today you could be up, tomorrow you're down. Never let the situation make you wear a frown. Learn life lessons every day you do, but to thine own self always be true. Life, yes, life, you never win it all. Sometimes, my friend, will have a fall. In life,
right. We wish you a happy birthday, and of course, we are hearing a song from Vernal Sage. Life is the title of this one, produced by Noel Mackinson and Carol McLaughlin.
I see more birthday greetings in the chat. Bardrack says, belated birthday greetings to Security Keys of Quest Security. Hope you had a great one yesterday and to today, coming from Security Dracket. I also see Charmaine Panton saying, good morning, my favorite radio station. Could you help me wish my beautiful, caring, and selfless sister a happy birthday? She says, may you live to see many more. Love you 100 times more. Greetings there from Charmaine Panton to her favorite, beautiful, caring, and selfless sister. And of course, I want to say good morning, I have to give her the voice in a king. A very, very good morning to Marigold Weber. You know, Marigold King is reminding me, and he's so right, that my first time on this show, way back when, 2 years ago it might have been, you were my strongest supporter when it was rough waters, navigating rough waters. And so I thank you again, Marigold, for all your support. And she's over nationwide at 5 with me now in the afternoons, supporting me strong still.
Wow.
Love you loads, Marigold.
Yeah, that's some different relationship. Good morning, Annie Smith. I see you. And of course, wishing everybody with a birthday, a very happy birthday.
Eric Blair says, happy birthday to my niece Nadia Barrett. Happy birthday, Nadia. Really hope it's a special one for you. Derek Cornwell is asking, where's Tana? Tana is off on some well-deserved vacation leave. She'll be back with you around about 2 weeks from now. All right, that's all the time we have this morning. Thank you to Sonia Stewart, our super producer, filling in for Michelle McCrae Smith. Jermaine King, the man behind the controls. We call him here the musical maestro. Thank you so much, King. Our editor this morning, Kimon Thompson. Thank you all so much for making this show possible. Our sponsors, our contributors, and you, our valued listeners. I'm Ricardo Brooks.
I'm Sondre Roden.
And just before we go, Savannah says, Ricardo, please send birthday wishes to my son, Joseph Dawkins. Happy birthday, Joseph. Big up yourself one time. Now I'm Ricardo Brooks.
Good morning.
Good morning.
You've just heard Nationwide this morning on Nationwide 90 FM.